It's us. We're here.
Welcome back, everyone. Jay and Bone here for Total Nonstop Impact and Smash This Podcast. What the hell? Oh, I'm hearing something. The freaking Twitch is like playing in my ears as some stupid commercial. Like, what the hell? Sorry. Damn it. My beginnings have just been like just astronomically fucked lately.
I'm trying to channel some energy for you, Jay.
Thank you. Just I'm gonna need it. It's been a long day. To my left, you're right. Alicia B. Cakey.
Oh, hey. That's me.
I'm keeping you there. I'm not going to put you down below because everyone else always, puts you down below for, being naughty and smoking. You're supporting Callahan here. We're going to keep you up here. Okay.
Don't try and big leaguer, but don't try and big leaguer.
Never. She's the queen of TNI. Never.
True.
Down below me here, he's hardcore. It's God knows when in the morning. It's simply Steve from TNI UK.
How we doing?
Oi.
He is still here. You still with us, brother?
Yeah, somewhere I'm still with you.
He is somewhere. And diagonally here, Truck, still here. Thank you, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Twitch chat. Cheers, YouTube chat. Cheers, everybody who could either not afford or couldn't travel to Nashville.
Yeah, and let's talk about Nashville. I would say, in my personal podcasting opinion,
Professional podcasting opinion.
See, I'm just screwing it up all around tonight. Trent, I miss you. I guess I don't have to do this. I just nod my head and, react to whatever whenever I'm, pointed to. Damn. I want to say that the crowd was awesome tonight. For all we'll just guess and say 100 of them.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Three or four rows deep all the way around the ring. We saw our TNI brethren there. Front row Bill, Uncle Mark right next to each other, right by the stage there. Great that they gave him some camera time. And that was nice to see. That was really nice to see.
I popped.
Yeah.
They popped too.
Yeah, everybody popped for just the whole evening was so much fun. We're not gonna start out. Well, it's hard not to start out talking about the end. I know it was frustrating, especially for those watching on Fight TV. Not sure what the if anybody watched on regular pay-per-view, was it the same? I'm assuming it was, but
I thought my power went out because we're having bad thunderstorms here, so I was a little surprised that it was a bigger problem.
it was all their fault.
Yeah, it sadly always seems to be some kind of hiccup, doesn't there, somewhere?
That's okay. Otherwise, it was a phenomenal pay-per-view, man. They absolutely delivered.
Top to bottom.
It was. I'd say every match brought it tonight overall. I mean, minus the finish, tonight was a hell of a lot of fun. I think we could all agree on that one.
Yes.
Yep. I don't think any wrestler walks away as a loser here.
No. Yeah. We had some great debuts. We had some surprises in terms of match outcomes that I really didn't see, ignoring the one that I did not want to see. And really, everybody on the card, top to bottom, brought it. They beat the shit out of each other tonight, which I'd love to see.
Oh, hell yeah, they did. They really did. So shall we start at the pre-show and just work our way through to the end?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to depend on you guys for talking about this pre-show match. Sadly, I was going through a lot of technical issues trying to get
You
my
were having
son.
a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I was working on my other computer that sits next to me here, trying to set it up so that he could watch it while I had, us all, sitting here in front of me so I could react to that while watching you guys and, reacting to the chat and whatnot. Sadly, I saw the pin and that was it. I saw about as much as they replayed later too. But we had the knockouts. I was a little sad that they put this on the pre-show, but that also kind of told me that we weren't going to get a mega surprise with it too, sadly. That was the feeling I had. I certainly was hoping I was going to be wrong, but we had the knockouts tag team championship match. Decay going after belts, defended by Fire and the Flava. I'm going to go to Alicia first. What did you think?
I thought this was an excellent match. These women have been working so well together that I wonder if we're going to see the end of this feud, but if we are, I'm going to be a little sad because they've really brought it to the table throughout these weeks. And to the build-up that I'm glad that the belts have switched, but damn, I don't even know what to say. It was just really excellent, and I'm really excited to see that one half of my t-shirt.
Is that a Rosemary one?
It's now a championship. It's a Rosemary shirt. Yeah,
that's a classic
I
one,
have a
right?
shirt, but it's in the other room.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Now, why couldn't you pull a Cardona and wear half and half?
Oh yeah, if I knew how to sew, I would have Frankenstein the shirts together. But
There you go, mad scientist. Guys, I don't care who wants to go first. Steve, you want to go first? What did you think of this?
Yeah, can do. Like you say, I was a little disappointed to begin with when they announced this would be on the pre-show. And my initial thought was, well, it's going to be a retain for Fire and Flava, isn't it? You're not probably going to have a title change on the pre-show, are you? But then they come out as Decay, which is the first time they've actually come out as a team, and they were actually doing more tandem moves in this tag team moves in this match. Even when they actually got in the ring together, they actually looked really good together. Havok got the hot tag, and man, did she come in as a house on fire. And yeah, we got the title change, which, as Alicia said, I do think a change has been needed.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And that's not a knock on our tag champs. No. Fire and Flava have been, there's a puppy there. Squirrel! Damn ADD.
I was trying not to say anything. I was going to wait for it to be my turn, and then I was going to be like, I don't want to talk about the match. Let me ask about this dog, Alicia.
My favorite.
Who's the puppy?
This is Nani. It's my old baby.
Oh,
Nani?
Yes.
Nani.
She looks like a sweetie.
She is.
Welcome,
She's an
Nani.
old love muffin.
All right. Where's your cat? Yeah, where's the cat?
He's right here trying to attack my headphones wire. He's being crazy.
I can kind of see him, yeah.
Nice, yeah. We see little tufts of fur. And believe it or not, Sabby, I laid the blanket down for him, and I did not think he was going to curl up, and he was so tired. He just stayed right there the rest of the pay-per-view, and he's still there. What a good boy. He's my old boy. He's a good boy. All right, Truck, what did you think of this opening match?
Yeah, it was excellent. I'm actually going to be a little bit of a contrarian and say I was actually quite pleased to see it on the pre-show. I took that as a sign that they've got a lot of faith in these four to drive buys to the show, last second buys.
To hype up the show, yeah.
That these four are going to push some sales here. And I also was expecting actually the title to change hands. I think it's time. Fire and Flava have had a great run. They've been great inaugural champions. But Decay really needs something to build a little bit of momentum because they eat a lot of pins and they haven't really won anything yet.
Yeah,
and agree. They've got, they're going to be great champions as well. I really like all four of them. Yeah, even if Fire and Flava had retained, it wouldn't have been a bad thing in my eyes. But super excited to see Decay new champions. Super excited to see Havok actually as a member of Decay. That's a full real thing now. It's a 4-man group, 4-person group. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm sure everybody here noticed. All 4 of them had new gear.
Yes.
Everybody came out, looking absolutely fantastic. Especially Tasha. She was my favorite.
Yeah, her gear was really cute.
Yeah.
But Rosemary and Havok were matching, which I felt was like pretty foreshadowing in a sense.
Yes.
And I felt like anybody who had matching gear as far as any of the tag team matches were more likely to have a winning streak than not. So I don't know. And it kind of rang true. A couple of the matches were pretty on.
Yeah.
Uncle Mark is in the chat. What is up, brother? Love this bizarre panel. Yeah, it is a switch, right?
We're a platypus.
We're representing all over the place, which is why I made the cover like I did. We got TNI, we had Smash's podcast, and actually that was the other cover, had TNI UK also representing, but everyone's here. Even Canada's here. Truck is here, the 5th member of the Beatles. A little bit of everyone. So, it's great. Little TNI, STP, UK, everything.
Enjoy the after party, Mark. I'm so jealous. I'm tremendously jealous. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but he's got photos up already of him and Rich Swan.
What? So they're at the after party?
The son of a bitch.
Oh,
I can't wait to get all the deets.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Well,
Mark's already in the conga line.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to start talking about No Way Jose. We'll get there, folks. We'll cover everything. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll get everybody's opinions and thoughts on everything. God,
Terry in the YouTube chat here is pointing out Rosemary's first title since 2017. Long overdue. Long overdue.
Havok
since 2014.
Oh, and that's what I was going to say. Yeah, she was championship. Jiminy Christmas. This is why I don't drink live. She was champion on her first run. I know Alicia's thinking in her head, you should try smoking, Jay. I can't.
I had wine tonight, so I can't really say any other.
Well, see, we started with the rock star, and we're ending with the hams. So, it's just a long day, and I'm like, okay. We need something here. When Havok came back to the company, I was really excited because I felt like she was going to bring that monster knockout feel to the roster. That being said, she had so many shots against women like, I believe, Jordan Grace. She had a couple shots against Taya Valkyrie and unsuccessful. I felt really bad for her. And it's not a knock at someone like Taya Valkyrie. She was an amazing champ. She was the longest reigning, deep breath, knockouts women's champion, in Impact Wrestling history. Little did we know we were going to get that kind of reign out of her. So I'm not knocking that. I just was always really rooting for Havok that she came back and she was such a monster in the ring that she would get that. War Dog says stop drinking. Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Dad.
Right. Thanks for the bits, L Punk Tracy. Oh wait, you dropped the L. You changed it to Punk Tracy. You are not the Punk Tracy anymore. All right, you're just Punk Tracy. But yeah, you can smash the follow, smash that thumbs up wherever you are, share bits, sub, all that stuff. It's all appreciated. Thank you in advance because I'll check later. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch this one. Unfortunately, I missed it while I was trying to mess with stuff. So thank you, everyone who contributed your thoughts on this one. And new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, DK. And then we get a little promo from them later talking about them spilling blood together. I really can't wait to rewatch this because I know that we have an amazing Knockouts division. I'm hoping we get more surprises in the tapings, as in, maybe some more new Knockouts tag teams. That's the only thing I wish that we got tonight, because I was really hoping for the Iconics.
Yeah,
I'm
sure we will.
I didn't know if that was going to be on the pre-show or not. So I don't know how that would have went over. Go ahead, Alicia.
I can't remember who said it, but Stefan had caught one of the commentators saying how they would have plenty of surprises in the upcoming weeks.
The tapings.
Oh, yeah.
So not just the Slammiversary, obviously we have those surprises, but you expect more to come along with this set of tapings, guys. This isn't like they're not done yet.
Oh no!
And they don't. They don't want to blow their wad all on one night, do they?
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
Like, even if I remember correctly, who was it last year where they did all these debuts, and then as soon as Thursday hit, we got someone else? I can't remember who it was.
I think Myers debuted on the tapings, didn't he?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I don't even remember.
You're asking me to think back a year.
And this last year, to quote Weird Science, this last year has been a mind scrambler. Name the movie. Wait, never mind. So yeah, great kickoff show match.
Predictions
there you
so
go.
far.
That one. We start off the main card then with the Ultimate X match, and there is no better way to start. We've seen so many episodes of TNA / Impact Wrestling start out with an X Division style match, pay-per-views, the Big Four, you name it. So many have started out with this. Maybe not this level, but wow, I don't think I've ever seen an Ultimate X match. Truck, why don't you start this one? What did you think?
This was ridiculous. This was insane. You always expect to see things that you've never seen before, and they definitely did that tonight. That, I don't even know what you call it. Ultimate Destroyer, Ultimate Super Destroyer, Ultimate X Destroyer.
From heaven.
Destroyer from heaven. Let's go with that. I don't know how you top that one. This was crazy. I was super happy to see Josh win. I know that a lot of folks were predicting Bay, and I could easily see that as well. And I think that's kind of so close. I mean, he had his hands on the belt. So I think there's an easy argument right there that he ought to be the next person to challenge for it.
I agree.
I loved Rohit's bit. He's been very much playing I'm not a great wrestler, but I'm a really smart guy, so I'm going to play smart. That's my strength. I'm going to use my giant brain. I liked his little... What was he doing, Jay? He had a lasso or something. He was trying to hook the belt and pull it down. Oh, no, he had a rope, remember? He had a rope that he threw up there, and he was going to try and climb it. And then he also had one of those long poles that you use to open windows that are way high up. And he tried to fish hook it down. I loved that. This was such a good match. Yeah, and it had a real good mix of just insane spots and funny, creative bits like that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Rohit definitely did bring the chuckles to all the action and all his, we'll just say, self-made shenanigans. Simply Steve, good to see you back. Looks like you had a little problem there. Are you back?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of the Ultimate X match?
Yeah, like Truck was saying, that you think that they've got the most they can do out of the Ultimate X with basically it being the Ultimate X, and then Rohit basically adds that extra element by trying to find ways to cheat out of it. And then when you think he's done everything he can do, he then finds another element. And I mean that Canadian destroyer from Petey on Bay off of Josh's shoulders. There were so many moves added into this. So you think that it was like a game of can you top this? It was absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Totally.
Alicia,
I just loved it in general. I feel like with our X division, their matches always just seem to go by so fast because so much happens at such they just all work so well together that it's just such a flawless, a seamless transition into each segment of their matches. Yeah. I just loved it all together. Another one of my predictions was Alexander taking the win. So right on, it was great. It was fun. Great way to start the show.
I think most of us picked Josh. Yeah, the only one who didn't pick that was Kyle picked Bay.
Close.
But man, I made a little joke when Bay was coming down to the ring. I'm like, hey, some parts of his jacket are missing. It's air conditioned. No, he really blew the roof off the place with that new gear. He looked amazing.
He looks so good. Yeah, I don't know if like fashion design is a thing of his in his spare time as a hobby, but he puts a lot of care into his various outfits.
Ensemble,
so so he's either doing it himself or he's working closely with people who really know what they're doing. And I really appreciate that kind of attention to detail.
Everyone had new gear tonight.
Trey had Spider-Man.
Yeah. And Ace has red hair now.
I noticed that. When did that happen?
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, if that's not a sign for things to come, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna have to like rewatch this again, like on my big TV with like zero distractions, and I'll start picking out all the little details like you guys are talking about. I'm like, Spider-Man, damn, I missed that.
Everyone had new gear tonight.
But they always turn it up for the pay-per-views, don't they?
You got to, yeah.
I even cracked the joke. I was like, yeah, and Morrissey went to Walmart and picked out some brand new black jeans for this match.
Jay doesn't appreciate how difficult it is to get jeans that fit that well. Yeah.
For a guy who's 7 feet tall, and you can't
teach that.
Yeah.
Stretch denim, bro.
Yeah. Oh, there one thing else about Trey's gear, the Spider-Man outfit. He was saying on Twitter it cost him $1,400. His gear for tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's beautifully made.
Yeah. So everybody in the chat, go compliment Trey because he needs that kind of reinforcement right now because he's probably wondering why the hell did I just spend $1,400 on this outfit?
Worth it, man. That pays for itself after you wear it a year, 2 years.
Yeah, it's true.
Damn. That's a lot for gear, but hey.
Think about it this way. If you think that's expensive, Moose buys new gear for every major pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
That's a total Ric Flair thing. I've heard that too.
And that's so you're talking boots, trunks, and he's not doing the coat thing so much anymore, is he?
Well, he had the I don't know what you would call it, toga sort of thing tonight.
Yeah. It was really different. Yeah, it was kind of like
it looked kind of like ancient Greek, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
the wrestling god, because he was calling himself Zeus in a couple promos earlier, a couple weeks ago.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Very fitting. Yeah, but you think if he probably spends a small fortune on that stuff. Gear is not cheap because you're talking like these people go to seamstresses or seamsters or whatever, and they make all this from scratch. Like they're not buying pre-made stuff at a Speedo store. Like they're having these designs made, and fabric is expensive on top of the man hours that goes into it. So everybody looked fantastic tonight. Well worth the money spent. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Exactly. We're gonna steal that one from Trent. He usually says the chef's kiss. We were hoping Trent would make it back. He was really traveling tonight while others from our crew were watching the pay-per-view. Trent was getting stuff done for another wrestling company on the road tonight, so hopefully he makes it back safely. So I'm sure he'll have plenty to say either Tuesday night on on a Patreon rant, or he'll save it for Thursday. So we'll see.
Tomorrow night you got the Sunday dinner for Patreon.
Oh, that's right.
Don't forget about that one, Jay. I paid for
right.
that one. You better show up.
Thank you for reminding me, because I have to run that one too.
You do.
I do. I have to set that one up. Oh my god, had a busy weekend. All right, where were we? Ultimate X.
X.
Josh Alexander comes off with a win, defending it amazingly. Everybody brought it tonight. Nobody slacked. It was all tremendous. Great way to kick this off. And that's one thing that the X Division always says at the beginning of these pay-per-views is follow that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's the perfect spot to put it. Put it right at the front of the show. Tell everybody this is the pace we expect you to be able to keep. Mm-hmm. Go to it.
Yeah. Now this next one was very interesting. I was really surprised. I was surprised, but I was not surprised. So we had Brian Myers with Tenille Dashwood, flanked by Sam Beale, taking his notes. He's such a good student, taking those notes with his notebook and everything. Like, I mean, gosh, it's either him or me. Gosh, I take so many notes, versus Matt Cardona and a mystery partner of his choosing. Now, hello, Kitty. Well, at least it was like, right in the face, and, we didn't get cat ass,
Face forward this time.
Yes. It was all about Kitty. So here's what I was thinking going into this. I'm like, okay, so Chelsea Green showed up at a week ago in the Ring of Honor pay-per-view saying how she could not compete because she has a broken wrist, or she had the cast on her arm, or whatever she said. I saw parts of it. So that made me think, okay, we're definitely going to get her, but she's going to come out and say, hey, I'm back, but I'm not cleared to wrestle, so here is so-and-so to fill my shoes. And no, she went out there and she wrestled.
Mm-hmm. With the cast on her arm.
With the cast on her arm, a la Bob Orton Jr. Alicia, let's start with you. Number one, how surprised were you? And were you happy to see Chelsea Green, the hot mess, if you will, back at Impact Wrestling?
I wasn't surprised at all, because it's who I predicted as Matt Cardona's partner. But I will say that I thought it was a work. The broken arm was a work. Obviously, that's not, but she's well enough to compete. It's good to have the hot mess back.
It really is. And I want to point this out, that the gear between Cardona and Chelsea Green, that it was them with a little tribute to each other as a couple, because they're supposed to get married soon. Mm-hmm. They each had like half of the other's gear on, one part was on the left side, one part was on the left. And that looked really cool, to the point that Matt Cardona even had hot mess. We'll say makeup.
He did the smudged eyeliner,
yeah.
He did, and that was so cool. I'm like, man, that's love. That's
cute,
like, you can't knock that.
At a minimum, it's smart marketing.
You're right.
At a minimum, it's good branding. Yeah. I only started watching Impact in 2018, and I stopped watching wrestling altogether 2001 or so. So, Chelsea Green, I don't know anything about her. Hot mess, don't know anything about her.
Okay.
But, the little bit that I did see tonight, she's obviously got a ton of personality, which is something I feel is really important. If you can go in the ring, but you have no personality, get a damn NA or something like that. This isn't for you. But she's very vivid, and I really like that. I hope that she's sticking around. I had read some interviews with her other places that she was saying she wants to remain a free agent for about 6 months or so and just kind of, float around, farm herself out. I don't think that means she can't have more Impact dates. I hope that she does. I would definitely like to see her in this next round of tapings, both just for her own sake and because we do need more knockouts. We need more and new knockouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Certainly more tag teams. So we'll see. Steve, what did you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I thought Chelsea Green was really the only one that came to mind. So when she turned up, I wasn't overly surprised. But considering going into the match, I wasn't really that interested in it. Because for me, I don't know the history of like Myers, Cardona, and Tenille.
Yeah.
So it just came together as like three wrestlers that are having a match. But after the match, to me, this is the most interested I've been in a Matt Cardona match. I felt like being in there with Chelsea really brought his charisma out of him. So I felt like I enjoyed his match a lot more here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. They really felt like they were syncing back and forth, and that they were really like in tune, which makes sense because they're a couple.
Oh yeah,
but it's one thing to walk around together and have that loving glow about each other, like they're in love, and you can just tell. It's another thing to project that in the ring, and they absolutely brought it here.
They look like they're having fun,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I am very
they're obviously smitten with each other, which is really really endearing.
Yeah. So one thing that I don't remember who reminded me of this within the last few days. Someone from the last show we were on with TNI said Tenille used to be she used to be in a relationship with Matt Cardona. And I had completely forgotten about that. And those pictures started going around online. And it was like, oh, yeah, I totally remember that now. But that was one of those more quiet ones that fans knew about. But it wasn't like one that was like brought to the surface of television, that kind of thing,
Yeah, it was an angle.
Like a Johnny and Taya, that kind of thing. So when she turned on Matt and showed up and shocked everyone, it was a little nod to that, but obviously, it's a wink, I'm sure they're fine now, and it's like, oh, she did it on purpose. Fans will do that too, but but this was a lot of fun. It's great to see. Hakeem says here, wonder why they didn't call her Laurel Van Ness.
Yeah,
my guess is, Impact was run by different people when she was around at that time, as far as I know. And it could have been a thing that whoever was booking the knockouts at the time came up with that. Maybe, character-wise. Laurel Van Ness, the hot mess. It rhymes. It's a great name, but then she was a Chelsea Green from then on. So
is that her shoot name? Is that like?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's trademarked or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
he's got the trademark, has she?
So yeah, I mean, whatever they decide to use, they use. They could have used her old name. They use her current name. Whatever. I'd have been good with it. But my guess is that she got it trademarked while she was in the WWE, and so that's what she's going to use. So
she's more known as Chelsea than Laurel anyway, so it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the character of the hot mess is absolutely there, and that's great to see. And we certainly we saw that back in Impact Wrestling tonight. So welcome back, Chelsea Green. We'll have to wait and see what her future lies in wrestling abroad, because she also showed up in Ring of Honor, and fans of hers are gonna, I'm sure, watch her stuff anywhere. So we'll see. But yeah, Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green get the win here. The ring gear, great stuff. The half and half. Next, we got the monster Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards. Steve, let's go to you first. Your thoughts on Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards.
What a match this was. I mean, I had going into this Morrissey winning it, but there was a lot of this match where I was like, I actually have no idea which way this is going to go. Either man could win this, and I'd be fine with it because it has been 50-50, and in the end, Morrissey was like, I can't beat this man. I'm going to have to use underhanded tactics, and that just shows, what Morrissey thinks of Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought ahead to actually bring the chain. Like, I might need this, so I better come prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going with that truck. What were your thoughts with this?
I actually thought Eddie was going to win this one. He's coming back from surgery.
His first loss.
And bring Morrissey's first loss, yeah. I know that folks who listen to the show on a regular basis know that Bill is really up on Morrissey and thinks a rocket's getting strapped to him and he's going to be world champ, early next year at the absolute latest. He just beat Eddie Edwards on a pay-per-view. So, yeah. And, really, it's a bit of a cliche, but it's true, heart and soul of the company. That's a really meaningful win. Whether or not it was dirty, doesn't matter. He got that win on a pay-per-view. This guy's definitely going places. The company's definitely investing resources in him. And I really like his work. I think he's absolutely terrifying to look at. He reminds me of guys that used to scare me when I was a kid, like Psycho Sid, Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
He's definitely got that thing going for him. And he can talk. He is a good talker. I know there was a lot of chatter online about, they got to get Enzo. They got to get Enzo. Bring Enzo in. Pair him together. I don't want Enzo. I want this guy to do all of his own stuff, including his own talking, because he's, try not to swear here because we're, 18 and under stream. He's really good. Just give him the mic. Let him be himself. Yeah. Yeah, this was a good match. There was definitely multiple points where I thought, Morrissey's going down. He's taking that first L. But, I really liked it.
Looks like someone's trying to, we're getting invaded, folks. We're getting
invaded.
It better
not be Kalon. He didn't even watch the show. He doesn't even like wrestling.
We got Mark on the road.
Can
you
hear us, Mark?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, there he is.
It's pouring rain here, and I'm in my car. So
jeez.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm going to turn up your mic here just a little bit.
What do you guys think?
It was a good show.
All right, so one thing you probably don't know is that at the end of the show, whoever ran down to the ring after Jay White came down, that's where it cut off. That's where the pay-per-view ended.
I think he's gone.
I think he's already frozen. You
guys got to get on SaskTel. SaskTel Internet's great connection, very reliable.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know if Americans can sign up. I'll look into it for you. Send you some info.
Yeah, he's probably just dealing with stores. Should we just keep him like that for a while? It's kind of. Oh no, he's gone. Okay, never mind. I was just going to keep him like that because he looks extra high,
Which he said he was smoking. So, very appropriate.
Oh, yeah. Good old Mark. All right. So, I'm sure we'll talk to him more in the coming days. That's all right. Alicia, let's go to you. Your thoughts on Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards.
Again, I thought this was a really good match. I probably predicted Eddie Edwards winning, but overall, these two put on a great showing, and it says a lot that Morrissey.
You did.
Went. Oh yeah, okay. So
you were the only one of us who did. It's okay.
Love
it's
some dub over here. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. But I'm sure it was really good. Yeah, it was a great match.
Are you also scared of Morrissey? Is it just me?
No.
Okay.
I will say
have
Morrissey
fought
gives
bigger
me,
guys than that.
Morrissey really gives me Killer Cross vibes.
Yeah,
he's
it's
bigger.
kind of. He's definitely bigger in stature. But yeah, he's got that intensity, you know.
Yeah, sort of like the way they're booking him as well. But yeah, like you were saying, like he's beaten Eddie Edwards, former world champ, beat Rich Swann and former world champ, two of the last 4 world champs in the last year. You know, it's only EY and Kenny Omega that he hasn't beaten in the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morrissey is really on a roll, and especially now that he's beaten former champs like Swann, and he beat Swann, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he beat former world champs like Swann and Eddie Edwards. It's really starting to look like he is on a roll somewhere.
Undefeated streak, right?
Yeah, he is undefeated so far. He absolutely is.
They're not drawing attention to it really, are they yet?
No. Well, it's still kind of early, but I'm sure. I mean, they seem like they're going to be skyrocketing this dude to the moon. So, we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah.
J-Bone, do you see in the YouTube chat you have a special guest who's dropped by?
Uh-oh.
John Burton's in the chat, everybody.
John Burton, what is that? Friend of the show, what is up? Good to see you, man.
Oh, it's nice to have a visit from John.
It is. Yes.
He had a good seat tonight, I'm sure.
One of the main hosts of BTI, which we do the co-stream on every Thursday. You know, we start early, we show that one, and we show the rest of it. And John is a great part of that. John, overall, put in the chat, what did you think of the show? I mean, I'm assuming you were there live. I hope you were. You should have been if you weren't. No, I'm assuming you were. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the show. Great to see you here, man. But yeah, I love the Morrissey Eddie Edwards match. No Enzo.
I thought he would appear.
I thought if he was going to show up anywhere, he was going to show up tonight because of fans, and that's like 90%.
He needs a crowd.
Right.
That's his thing.
Yeah, if that's a thing, if he's just putting all that energy out there into the universe and no one's there, it's going to fall flat.
Oh, yeah.
It's even better with a bigger crowd, but at least fans were there, you know, and I felt like they really brought it tonight. So, but I was okay with. I wasn't upset that there was no Enzo because I felt like what Morrissey did tonight really put an exclamation point. Excuse me, as far as how he's where his journey is going so far, and so good.
And with beating Eddie, I think he immediately puts himself into a title picture. I think it's an easy argument to make now that this guy deserves some kind of title shot, whether it's X Division or World. Either
There's been a lot of talk about Sammy, about the hero we don't want. Could Morrissey be the hero we don't want?
Another one? Yeah.
It could be. I mean, it's really hard to tell, like, where Moose's journey is going to, and we'll get to his match.
Yeah.
So, because it almost seems like after all this, Moose is still, like, headed away from the title shot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say lost yet. I would say lost if we didn't know whether he signed or not. Okay, I would say, okay, he's signed for another X amount of years. We'll just throw out 2 because that's usually what, most Impact folks sign for is 2 years, depending on what's going on. We know he's signed. We're happy about that. There's plenty of time. for him to still tell his story if that's in the plans.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of fans of Moose were really hoping that he'd be the one to steal it off of Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, Impact fans have not gotten that yet. We didn't get it with Sami Callihan, sadly, either.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, it's something will happen. Kenny's not going to stay champ forever, but this is obviously the summer. Now we know this is the summer of Kenny Omega, because I don't think Kenny Omega is the type of guy to lose it on TV. But you know, I can't say that with such definite accuracy either, because we've seen it change on TV in the last couple times in the last handful of years. Aries took it away from
Rude.
Somebody fill in the blank on this one.
Bobby Roode.
No.
Eli Drake.
Thank you. I was going to start pointing and somebody was going to get it.
Hulk Hogan?
No, that's this. Never mind. He points a different way. But yeah, Aries did it. Callahan did it on the Access TV debut to Brian K. So we have seen that before. So who knows? Who knows what the hell happened at the tapings? Still, yeah, it's wrestling and you never know. So, but yeah, Morrissey came off with a definitive win against a former champ, Eddie Edwards. I love this one. Morrissey still just an absolute monster. He looks
still
great.
Undefeated.
He does. Yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
brings it like old school. I'll say like old school Taker does. Before I'll say before Taker started like flying all over the place and doing like lucha libre stuff and really stepping up his. Well, I'm just saying, the whole, topes over the rope and everything, I don't think anybody else will call it lucha libre, but I mean, I'll throw it out there. I'll put it out there into the universe. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying your expression.
Just put a mask on. Just put a mask on Taker and call him L Undertaker. I'm kidding. All right.
Taker.
Hell, never mind. Next, Chippity Christmas. We get an impromptu match. This one came out of nowhere, but it was still kind of fun.
Yeah.
I
Sorry, I know my enthusiasm is contagious. I'm having trouble containing the volumes of my joy. It was great. FinJuice is back, everybody.
And I love FinJuice. All right, so we got Shera and Fulton coming out to the ring, complaining to said referee, whoever was in the ring. Was it Daniel Spencer? I'm thinking it was Daniel Spencer.
I think so.
I could be wrong. Complaining, coming out, arguing a little bit with each other, more towards whoever was in the ring, reffing at the time. And they had all this energy. Then we get Coach Scott D'Amore. Got a lovely pop from the audience.
And he was soaking it up, too. Did you notice? He was waving him on.
He was like, give it to me.
Good guy.
You can't blame him. He had to be ecstatic just having...
It's been like a year and a half since he's had that. So
16, 17 months, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of time. Talking to the fans and then, addressing Shera and Fulton, who had all this energy and looked like they were ready for a match. So he sent out FinJuice. Now, I was happy to see FinJuice back. We need more, like, real... Alicia, you're killing me.
Everyone thinks I FinJuice in the crowd because I didn't sound happy. In the chat, everyone's like, "Oh, you don't like FinJuice?" No, that's not it.
No.
I don't like their music. That's the only thing I don't like about FinJuice.
Oh, John's giving it to you. No love for FinJuice?
She was really hoping that you were going to hit the ring, John, and just clear house. That's what we're all waiting for.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You and G are tagging together.
Yeah.
I actually read, well, kind of accidentally read a spoiler that I got a notification on my phone that, of course, someone from the front row put it out there into the universe because he was there and he does news bits. That Sean Ross shit. Yes, he put it out there on Fightful. And he put the little spoiler out there that FinJuice was going to be coming back tonight. Thank you so much for that. I hate that guy. I really do.
See, it doesn't count. I don't follow him, so he didn't spoil anything for me.
If you didn't see it, then whatever. Yeah, it's like, so I knew they were either coming back tonight or during the tapings. And I like them. I felt like as far as the New Japan stuff that we've gotten, as far as people crossing the lines, whatever you call it, through the forbidden door thingy, whatever, passageway. It's a hell of a swim. I mean, oh no, they were here in the U.S. Never mind. But
I'm sure I've asked before, but why is it called a forbidden door? I think people saw my post on Twitter earlier and thought I was joking, but I'm not joking. Like, that was a legit question. Why? What is this? What is the forbidden door? Please, for the love of God, someone fill me in.
Is there actually a story that you know? Because I had an interpretation. I don't know what that actually means.
There was a story years ago that New Japan was upset with Impact Wrestling because of how they booked their New Japan wrestlers. I think, namely Okada. I could be wrong on that one because he used to be part of Impact years ago before he turned into an Omega star. Pardon the pun. Yeah. We got a run in here, folks. Coming to the stream, we got a Bill.
We got a Bill.
Big Money Bill.
SLAMMIVERSARY, baby!
From
the hallway outside the venue.
No. I'm back at the hotel.
Back at the hotel.
I didn't have a great connection at Skyway.
Yeah.
Neither did Mark.
No, Mark was right next to me. Yeah, he did not have a great connection as well. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in the studio there that interferes with signals, so you probably have to go outside to get a good signal. But I figured just get back here because it's kind of stormy out there, so I didn't want to stay out there longer than I had to.
Oh yeah. Stay safe by all means. So we'll cut this right here, Bill. Let's get your thoughts before we jump into where we were in the card. Overall thoughts on the show, and then we'll talk about the end real quick as long as you're here.
All right, definitely very impressed with the show. Slammiversary is definitely the crown jewel of the pay-per-views for Impact. They put a lot into it. I think when we were talking about the surprises, did the surprises get you? And we'll get into the ending there. I think that was obviously the biggest surprise of the night. I think when we speculated on some of those other ones that came true, it's John B.
Yes.
Well, I don't think if you were there, and I don't think I saw you there, John. But if I miss you, if you're going to be there tomorrow or the next day, let me know. I'll say hi. But it was kind of once we got to our area in there, I was kind of stuck there, so I never left. But that's usual for me at a taping. I don't usually ever leave. But no, I thought everyone performed very well. Sammy, I know I didn't give Sammy much of a chance in that match in previous weeks, but he gave everything on there. He showed why Sammy is a glue guy, heart and soul, and Eddie Edwards type as well, that this company needs and leans on. And I'm not sure what got cut off because my phone actually did die by the end of it. But I know someone texted me while I was driving back. I noticed I had some messages missed, and he's like, wait, it got cut off with 2 minutes to go. And then, so I'm not sure what everyone saw at the end. He didn't even know who it was at first. So did you guys know it was Jay White?
Okay, so this is what happened. Everybody from we'll just say the elite, was celebrating in their ring, and we at that time there was about 10-ish minutes left, and I'm like, okay, they got plenty of time for some kind of shenanigans to happen.
Yeah, it was 15 minutes going into the main event.
Yeah,
if you say 3 hours,
Yeah, exactly. And so we're like, okay, there's plenty of time for someone to come out. Just as I'm saying that, the lights went out, and it's like, okay, here we go. And we get the Bullet Club symbol in the back, a different one, which looked really badass. Mm-hmm. And Jay White comes down by himself with the Never Open Weight title. Excuse me. And it's like, oh, okay. And he comes down. He gets in the ring. He's quiet. He's not saying nothing. Everybody in the ring is holding up the 2 Sweet, waiting for him to 2 Sweet. The camera pans out. We're waiting to see what Jay White does. And all of a sudden we see some dude for about a half a second run up behind the Elite, Kenny Omega, and his squad there. Some white guy in white tights, or who we thought was a white guy in white tights. It was such a flash. We saw someone running down to the ring, and just as he hit the apron, Impact Wrestling cut off right there.
I didn't even see that much. I saw the feed cut off, and we heard commotion, but we saw nothing leading up to that. It was just Jay White facing the Elite, and I don't know if they were about to do their 2 Sweet hand thing or whatever, but it got off there.
Yeah, so we saw someone hit the ring, couldn't even tell who it was, and so we're all like, we're just,
because that's the only trouble. Obviously, on a pay-per-view night. Like, you kind of know, like, Scott D'Amore got on at the end, and okay, that's off. That's off there. But I can't imagine. It seemed like it should have went to script. I can't imagine that's stuff they were intentionally cutting out.
It sure didn't sound like it, because D'Lo was still talking while the title card was playing.
I guess hopefully they throw that on social media, maybe the commotion at the end.
That's what I was saying. That hopefully we get some kind of exclusive.
If you go on the Impact website, the pay-per-view is only lasting for 2 hours 54 minutes.
Oh,
yeah. So hopefully they'll put something up on social media within the next few hours or next day or so, saying, okay, this is what happened at the end, because fans would really appreciate that. Those who watched and spent their money, their hard-earned money, on Fight TV or pay-per-view, wherever.
I'm not sure that if that's a spoiler or not, if people got cut off from seeing who it was. I don't know if I can even address who it was.
Yeah, it's what it felt like was fans weren't supposed to see the run-in, and we were supposed to be left with the Jay White standing in front of the Elite, wondering if Jay White was going to join Kenny or if he was going to be versus Kenny. Where was this going? But then apparently that was supposed to help promote Jay White has a match coming up with, is it David Finlay?
Correct.
On the 14th.
Is that the big show that in LA? Is that what that is? The return, the one that
I'm not
New
sure
Japan
if that's
is
the match, because I had a feeling as this was all going on that this was going to lead to promoting, because I know you guys probably already talked about it, but we got an NWA plug in this show, and did we? My guess is maybe commentary plugged the New Japan stuff with the show at the Coliseum in LA, because we already know the Good Brothers are on there, but Jay White's on there, FinJuice is on there, all that.
Right, stuff. And when the tag match happened, which we'll get to that in a little bit, they mentioned that the Good Brothers are in that tag team tournament that's going on Strong right now.
Yeah, because that was already taped. So I do know there is, what you just said, J-Bone, a match with Jay White, and because they had a match where he beat him, right? In one of their tournaments a couple months ago. near
something. Yeah,
David Finley's first run here.
Yeah.
Which is great to see FinJuice back. I know we talked about them maybe returning, so it was great to see them back. But yeah, it was very New Japan focused, the end of this pay-per-view.
And I know some people here are certainly not a fan of that type of ending where it's 0 people from Impact.
Sammy was there, but obviously it got cut off before. Like, Sammy wasn't in the picture.
Yeah.
Live, it focused a lot on Sammy at the end. But
okay.
I know not for the home viewer, which is probably not the build.
And that was, really frustrating for an Impact Wrestling fan when it's like all AEW / New Japan people in the ring.
Yeah, you want me to, like, because I don't think it's a spoiler because it happened. I think it got cut off or something.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
what happened?
So Jay comes out, Jay White, everyone's popping, switchblade. So you pretty much just saw him while he was still on the ramp, I'm guessing, right? That's when it cut off?
No, he was in the
ring. He did go in the ring, the face off in the ring. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, so you then, when they're there, you did get FinJuice. Both of them came out, obviously led by David Finlay, who goes right after him. They scuffle. People take a beeline out of there. The interesting thing is, because I guess they never two-sweeted, correct? While they were in the ring.
That. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's where
we
never see it. No.
They never did. But you almost get, so you're not sure what happens because he comes out and it looks like you're not sure what side he's on because that Jay is attacking FinJuice and all that he's with the Elite. But he's not. He never really teamed up, so it's loose that they're together or not. At least that's how it got played off. Are they? Is he gonna? So we still don't know. Like, they had the face off. You get the impression they're probably working together.
Are the clubs uniting?
We're not sure. Not confirmed.
Nothing
you miss confirmed that, and Mark could probably see he's in there too. But there's not. He didn't too sweet him beforehand. He didn't too sweet him after. So who knows what happened in the back? As Jay's leaving, he definitely took a focus, and that's where I thought it ended while I was there, because he stands at the top of the ramp with the belts, all 3 belts sitting in there, and he stares at them. So I thought that's a great cut.
New belt collector?
That's pretty much what it is, because I have a feeling. Obviously, we saw a preview for Bound for Glory in October in Las Vegas. I don't know if the match is there because they're teasing a lot of promotions. Yeah. And I have no clue right now who the Impact one is, because my prediction, the shock of the night, Moose losing to Chris Sabin. Yeah, I have no clue where this is going right now, which is great because I have no clue. It's the Impact contender for the world title. You can tell me who that is because I don't know who it is. After Sammy losing, I don't know who's the number 1 contender right now to go after Kenny from Impact.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, your strongest looking people after this pay-per-view are Morrissey, Chris Sabin, and Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if it was Chris Sabin, a TNA original?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. A veteran like that, I mean, win or lose, I would love
the match itself would be phenomenal.
Exactly.
That would be an incredible
match. It would be a great match. I think a lot's going to happen probably as we build towards this. Obviously, Jay White is entering the picture, which is fantastic. Because early, I was telling Mark, I'm like, because I've always thought there'd be a big New Japan, but I was like this for Okada. I was like, Okada! But
yeah, or Rhino,
who we knew was in the States. We knew Jay White was coming to the show in LA and all, so that's probably more conceivable because it's probably tough to get out of Japan now with everything going on. So even if that was the plan, sadly, it may not have happened. Yeah.
True. All right, so let's jump back into the card here. Thank you, Bill, for joining us and giving us that, because a lot of us were like,
because honestly, I didn't know that until, like I said, I got a text from my friend Evan, and he's like, what happened? It's like, okay, never mind. Someone told me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like you saw it all, but you didn't know exactly where the show cut off for us. So, okay. So FinJuice beats Shera and Fulton. Bill, what did you think of? And of course, we got more of that later at the end of the show. But what were your thoughts on FinJuice coming back? Were you happy about that?
I was thrilled to see FinJuice back. I thought there was a chance, and it was probably like weeks ago we mentioned it, that they could maybe it was in that tag title match. They kind of would make an appearance. So here was a surprise. I wasn't expecting them in this when Shera and Madman came out and like demanded action, and the Coach D'Amore Tron pops up, and it's like, like it's like, okay, are they just gonna use maybe Decay, who was in the pre-show and we knew was all geared up? Are they gonna wrestle, or what are we gonna get there? But to have FinJuice return here, I'm hoping. Obviously, they were here today. That they're part of the tapings. We'll see them because the tag division honestly needs them. So I think that's we need more variety in the tag division. If Sabin's going to be soloed out, no Shelly on the horizon. I think a good team of former champions, and especially with everything that they're doing, this really could see that crossover with New Japan, AEW, and the AAA thing, which we didn't get really any of that tonight, other than we've been using Tarus with Decay. But I'm very excited by that. I know I was telling Mark, I'm like, Vikingo? Can we expect Vikingo?
That'd be amazing. Yeah, and I mean, even if you want to go a step further, I know that Andrade is, he came back to the eyes of the fans by way of AEW. But he's also challenged Kenny Omega for the AAA championship. Who knows where that could take place? Yeah. Is it going to happen in Vegas? Is it going to happen in Mexico?
It could be. I know Mark was saying that he's seeing maybe it's a super show. Maybe it is, and it's under the Impact banner. I doubt that. I think it might be just featuring some good performers from each, but I don't see like a bunch of title versus title and things like that. But I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued by it. I think that the whole, if you want to say the forbidden door, it's definitely happening most in Impact Wrestling. I think tonight showed that. I think Bound for Glory is going to show that. The more we can do this together, and you're really seeing these companies working together. Like, if you would have told me, I would have heard a mention of NWA, New Japan, AAA, and Nick Gage in the same show, I would have told you were crazy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
When Don said Nick Gage, I was like, what?
No, okay. Now, when did he say that? Because I missed that.
He said that during, like, whatever promo he was cutting before with Kenny before the entrance or during the entrance.
Oh, okay. Okay. I missed that. Yeah, that is wild. So
I was waiting. I wanted to get a Nick Gage chant started with Cardona in the ring, but nobody did.
Yeah, right. That'd be funny. We get a promo then between these for this next match for the Drama King painting stuff on a canvas.
Now, you guys can probably even help me more than this, because from my vantage point, the only monitor is the one behind me. Right. So I missed the beginning of this. I saw Drama King, but whatever was like those 5 seconds before, I missed. Any clues? Because this wasn't answered tonight, correct?
No.
There was a quick guess that it could have been Fallah partner,
which it wasn't, obviously.
No, it was the farthest thing from that. We'll get to that. But the drama king, in my opinion, is going to be Aiden English. Yes, someone just popped it in the chat here. Lakers.
Well, I saw his name booked for a show at the arena in Philly. What was it? Scott something? He's going by? Because I'm like, that guy looks familiar, but I had no clue what the name was. And it was like, oh, that's Aiden English.
Oh, that's probably his his real name.
Yeah, it's probably his shoot name he's going by right now. But that's probably the name. So that would make sense, because if you haven't noticed anything, there's definitely connections, and I think he did stuff maybe with Lariato Pro with Doc's promotion. And there's almost been a funnel of some of these names that show up. I think that's why some people were even saying like Ziggy Dice. Maybe he was the guy that could have showed up, because there's definitely a connection where they're coming through Georgia because Scott's been down there so much with the talking shops and their own shows.
Yeah, and Morrissey came through there too, made his big return to the ring, which is great to see. He's Zello Pro's been featuring him a lot because he's out of Chicago. So, but it's great to see. Look, he's very talented. He's a guy that really we didn't get to see much in big time audience wise as far as in front of WWE. It was real sporadic. I feel like certainly more in NXT. If you saw his stuff in NXT, is where his charisma and talent really shined through. Operatic voice, and then some old school grappling in the ring. Good stuff. I loved it. Hey, SLAMMIVERSARY, he was there. He's got the T-shirt.
Yeah, like I thought the shirt we were going to get was, because I guess they have 2 shirts. The one they've been selling that looked just like last year's with 21.
Yeah,
they did I Was There shirts. It's like,
wow, cute.
And that's cool with fans being there. Yeah, that's
which
cool.
They made it before the show started. Like Scott got on the mic, Penzer. And you watched at least a handful of the entrances, you could tell how, like, level 11 they were, the wrestlers, like, very excited to be back in front of fans. You could tell it was at another level, which was great.
And just soaked it in. And you couldn't blame them for that. That was great. Yeah. So next, very interesting. One of the best matches of the night, in my opinion, Moose versus Chris Sabin.
Yeah.
Alicia, let's start with you on this one.
You asked me, I accidentally missed most of this match because I was out walking my dog.
Oh, well, you were taking care of your puppy and us family. That's all right. That's understandable. That's okay. Truck, let's go to you.
It started fast. It had a really high tempo, really high pace. Again, I said at the beginning of the review here that everybody in the card beat the absolute shit out of each other. These two definitely did. Yeah, Bill, you wanna? Because you were right kitty corner from when they were doing that.
I was right there.
The
I told Mark that first chop by Moose to Chris Sabin may have been the hardest chop I have ever seen live.
It sounded bad.
Mark even said it. He thought he caved it in, that he would have been seriously hurt from that. Just the sound of that chop. And then when he did it again, it's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna kill the man.
The second one looked harder from where I was watching.
It was equally hard.
Yeah.
I just think, I'm sure to Sabin it felt even harder because it was now.
He didn't look happy. He didn't look like he was having a good time.
He was not happy. But once Moose got that first one, it's Wrestling 101. You got to do it again. And I fell for Chris on that one because. And who knows? Maybe because of how that booking of this match was going, he was going to get his shots in, but it was stiff. It was a really good match. But that was as tough a chop as I've seen, and it was. Sabin's he's gonna have that mark. You're gonna see that for the next month and a half on TV.
Well, because the tapings start tomorrow, don't they?
Correct. So it's not going anywhere.
So you're going to see it for weeks.
Hail Sabin.
Yeah. I noticed that there was 2 people across from you on the other side of the aisle who brought Hail Sabin signs.
And that was great to see. I wasn't sure. Those were some true TNA Impact people. Because I really wasn't sure, because the people that were vocal about going tended to be more of, let's just say, a new fan base, which is fine by me. All of them hop on board. But in the end, it was a strong Impact loyalty crowd. And that was great to see. During the main event, you can really tell it. Maybe 90% to 10 loyal TNA Impact all the way people. And that was great to see.
Yeah.
Not great seeing Moose lose. But we all love Sabin.
That was a shock.
So
yeah, I don't think
I'm always happy for Chris Sabin. You know, I got my Sabin jacket at home, but that he beat Moose, I have no clue where they're going right now because I just was assuming Moose was bound for
and he
glory.
beat him clean. He beat him clean. When was the last time that happened? Yeah, I mean that to me that means Sabin has a legitimate claim to. You have to give me a
title shot against Kenny Omega, I assume.
He has to. He did something that Kenny couldn't.
No, and then maybe based on that, somehow Moose gets back involved, and that's how he maybe gets the Bound for Glory. But I can't wait to see how it turns out because I don't know how it's going to turn out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Very hard to say.
Steve.
Sorry.
Yeah,
just lost my heading for a second. Yes, Steve.
Take on this crazy match, Steve.
Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no. Well, like you say, you know, this was a complete shock, and I said prior to the match, this could be the sleeper match of the night. Like no one sort of thinks anything of it going into the match because they think Moose is going to walk it, but after the match, it's the one everyone's going to be talking about. I think it delivered on that. Both men brought it, and both men completely left on it. And yeah, like you say, I wonder if they're going to kind of go with a direction of Moose kind of now losing, and maybe he's going to lose a couple more deliberately story-wise, and then they're going to go in a different direction. But you feel like they've done that already. But yeah, like you say, Sabin has got to be in contention now, and I want to. He's an original, so an original bringing the belt back would be perfect.
It's hard to call yourself a wrestling god when you just ate a clean loss like that on a pay-per-view. So I think, this has to be some kind of challenge for Moose to overcome mentally. It'll be really, really interesting to see what they do with him in this next set of tapings because they got to do something. They can't just have him. Well, I lost. Off to the next opponent.
It would be okay if they wouldn't have been in this position before with Moose. That's the only issue.
Well, it looks like we lost Bill. I think we'll get him back, so hopefully. But I know it's Storm in there. Because I'd love to get his opinion still on the rest of the card for this pay-per-view. Crazy that Chris Sabin won. Hell of a match, though. I mean, you can't deny them on that one. That was an amazing match. Yeah, where does this? I mean, it certainly pushes Chris Sabin as a singles. Certainly well past the tag division that he was in last year. Where does this leave Moose? He still. Does it hurt him? Everyone's going to have different opinions on this. I think it hurts him a little bit, but not much because Moose is still. I mean, you're going to walk up to Moose and be like, wow, it sucks that you lost. I mean, no.
Guess you're not that good, huh?
Yeah, God. Where does this leave you, sir? And then someone's just going to open up a pit and drop you in it.
So I think it just the only reason it hurts him is because it's like here we go, stop, start again. You know, there's only so many times you can stop, start and then stop again.
Yeah.
His trajectory this year has really not amounted to what I thought it was going to be. I did not think he was going to lose a match, period, in 2021.
Yeah, it goes all the way back to 2018 when he had that first shot in it with Aries. You thought, well, this is the chance, and then it wasn't. You thought, that's why he's lost. And then he had the next shot, didn't work. Next shot didn't. There's only so many times you can keep going with him.
Yeah. The one thing is that his loss against Kenny, he didn't actually lose that match. He got screwed. So it's an easy, I think, argument to make that he deserves a rematch. But then after tonight, losing clean to somebody else, I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, at least we know now officially that he has signed. At least we know that that's not an issue now. Because if he lost here, and that was the big question as to whether he was going to be sticking around, this would have told me, okay, this is his exit. But it's not. So it's still
not confirmed by Impact, though, correct?
No. It's Moose said on the one podcast that
on
he is
one podcast, and then has denied it on subsequent podcasts.
Yeah.
So
would this be like it? This is like me going into Dimension X, but would Moose kind of like look at Chris Sabin and think, right, you've got a pin over me. I'm going to take what started you and go for the X division, because he could easily compete in the X division.
Moose?
Yeah.
Could he?
Well, you look at some of the things he do.
Yeah, like that Spanish fly off
like
the top.
a Josh Alexander. He could pull it off.
Yeah.
If you're going with the X division, no limit style, not just cruiserweight type guys.
Yeah.
Remember, Samoa Joe was a champion. Like you can get creative. Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Not the norm, though. Not the norm. That would definitely be changing directions.
Yeah. So, all right. So, speaking of changing directions, we certainly did change directions with this next 8-man tag match. We had Violent by Design defending, which was Rhino and Doering. Wasn't positive on who it was going to be. I was still kind of wondering. There he is. We'll get to that, Bill. We'll get to that.
Oh, wait.
With let's see, who was next out here? We had Willie Mack and Rich Swann, the Good Brothers, and then the surprise for this one is a lot of us were wondering who was going to be tagging with Fallah now that TJP was out of the match. Now, is it confirmed that he's injured or no?
I haven't seen anything. I did a little bit of looking, but didn't find anything.
No confirmation of anything. So just kind of weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. But we certainly did get someone new to fill those shoes along with Fallah. We got a debut of No Way Jose. So
the name's not owned. That surprised me right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they said No Way Jose on commentary, but then like the band at the bottom of the screen just says No Way. So I don't know.
No Way. I didn't even notice. See,
Actually, on commentary, they often refer to him as just No Way.
Yeah.
So No Way's the name. He's just No Way.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it kind of chuckle jokingly fit with the no, and you just flow into the No Way Jose.
I loved this.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. He came out with the Congo line.
The Congo line just took the show, man.
He had John capital E period Bravo right behind him, just dancing and grooving.
Just like the band.
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry.
Yeah. First bit of the night, folks. Sorry, Alicia. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say he was dressed like the Mask because he made a post on Twitter saying that all his outfits for the upcoming tapings are going to be Jim Carrey inspired.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did see. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
So who inspired this guy's?
You guys swing?
He was out there, huh?
That was awesome.
Coconut bra and all.
Coconut bra. I laughed my ass off because he was on the back end of the ring and you could barely see him because everything was going on in the ring. So unless someone moved,
he was right in front of me like the whole time. So I was just yucking it up.
Oh, you had to be just dying with him in the coconut bra. Oh man, if we could just get like 1 minute straight video highlights of Johnny Swinger dancing around in a coconut bra.
And kudos to Lish as well. She was very entertaining in the line.
She was out there.
I didn't notice her.
She was right behind Johnny Bravo, I think, on that same side of the ring.
I didn't notice her at all.
There was so much going on.
It was funny. She had like the lays in her hand, and she gave one to Johnny, and she says, "Layer, Johnny," and Johnny just threw it behind him. Because I'm like, he doesn't want to be caught up in any scandals. He's a good Johnny Swingman.
Yeah.
And I want my pizzles back.
He's got to keep the gimmick clean but dirty. Because he's a dirty swinger. Steve, what did you think about the introduction of No Way Jose?
For so long, I've been calling for TJ and Fallah to kind of come back to the team because they've been like they were so good together, and then when we found out that TJ couldn't be there and we got No Way come out and tag together, instantly I'm loving these two together, and I feel like I would rather these two be together.
Yeah, they really gelled. I loved it. What's interesting is No Way Jose has not wrestled on TV for well over a year, and he was in one of the first big groups that got let go over a year ago, almost a year and a half ago. So, in fact, to the point that he even started putting out some narrative kind of like promos, or at least one of them, around the same time that EC3 was, which made me feel like he was going to start showing up with, we lost Bill again, that we were going to, that we will get, No Way Jose or whatever his real name is around the same time. I mean, he even had like different hair. He didn't have the big hair. He had braided straight. Yeah. So we didn't know what was going to happen. And that was the last we saw of him, almost a year and a half ago. So I love this. And let's just jump into...
it brings more charisma, I feel like, Fallah as well.
Totally. Yeah, it just
They
totally
vibe
brings it
real
out.
well together.
Yeah, Alicia, go with that. Go ahead.
Oh no, this is another one of those matches like the X Division match where there was kind of like a lot going on. It's hard to keep track of, but we did see a belt change.
Yeah.
The Good Brothers are now once again tag team championships at Impact. So how do we feel about that? Wonderful.
Truck spoke quietly yet very loudly on that reaction.
The roof is on fire. Go
ahead, Truck.
You want me to go?
Yes.
Go on, let you go.
I fucking hate the Good Brothers. I do. I hate them. I think they're boring in the ring. I think they're tedious on the mic. I think that they are not Impact guys. They're more AEW guys, and they're certainly more Good Brothers guys than they are our company. I think we're back in a situation where two of our belts are held by people who are outside of the company. I'm not happy with this at all. I figured that they were going to win when they self-inserted themselves into this four-way. I don't understand how you can have a group as interesting as VBG there and doing such great work, and EY cutting such interesting creative promos, and you put it on Budget Hall and Nash.
Yeah.
And you can clip me on that one.
It smells like beer, sweat, self-tanner, and baby oil, brother.
Wow. That quote follow-up kind of put what Truck said into perspective. Holy shit. I can't unsee it, dude. I can't unsee it. Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's my thought, Jay.
I wouldn't quite go that far.
I'm not saying I agree, but like the mental image is there now with the wigs.
But yeah, I do agree with you that like I still say Violent by Design should have held the titles till Bound for Glory. But if you were going to put it on the Good Brothers, which I felt they were, did Violent by Design have to eat the pin? I mean, they weren't even in the match for long, were they? They spent most of the time on the apron, and then they got in the ring to eat the pin.
Yeah, Yeah, it felt like I kept waiting for Rhino to run in and give spears that you get a spear and you get a spear and you know I was really waiting for that. All right, Bill's back with the Joe Doering face here. I want to ask you before we lose you again, just in case.
Joe. Yeah.
I
think I'm good.
I didn't see you hold them up because, like I said, there was so much going on. Did Joe react to the heads?
Not really during the entrance or during the match when he obviously sadly they were not successful. They lost to the Good Brothers.
Yeah. We love Joe. We love us some VBD. Yeah,
I do. And I'll tell you what, seeing him up in Michigan on Thursday, he was VBD Joe. They were so over with that crowd. I think given time, they would definitely be over his faces because of just how they work in the ring and their attitude. But I did get, as he was walking away up the ramp, I got a wink from Joe.
Hey,
it was all worth it then, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a wink from the big man. That's all it takes. Because just imagine that. Imagine a little winky there.
That wink is 1,000 words from a guy like.
Because I think I yelled, "We love you, Joe," and then someone said, "Oh no, he doesn't love you," and then he gave me a wink.
Like, flips you off and then winks. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't like our good buddy on Thursday calling him Nips. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what he would do to me. Slowpoke. You're a brave man.
I wouldn't want to find out. Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing my excitement, I probably would have let that slip, and he just would have looked at me funny and then hit me with a steel chair. So yeah, we have new tag team champs. And look, everybody got their shit in here. It was a lot of fun, especially with the new addition of No Way Jose. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Is this a one-off? Is he going to stay with Fallah? Is he signed? All these questions. We'll have to wait and see what happened. But it was still, everybody was on their feet for that one. Can't deny that one.
No, it was a great match, but obviously not totally surprised. I was hoping to get a little more run from BBD, but with the Kenny situation and what we're seeing, it does make sense for the Good Brothers. So, hey, the good news is you will see the Impact Tag titles probably back on AEW television on TNT until they move to TBS for a while.
Chuck's reaction is he's like, "What? Why?
Why do I care? Why do I care, Bill? I don't give a shit about seeing the Impact Tag titles on AEW Dynamite because I'm not watching the show anyhow. I want to see the Impact Tag titles on our show. Where's Triple XL?
Fair enough.
The
That's
best.
a great question, Triple XL.
Where's Swan and Willie Mack? You're going to tell me that they couldn't have fantastic matches and be great champions? Are you going to tell me that VBD is out of gas? It's time for them to drop him.
Nah.
I
the
would
thing is,
have
hopefully makes for a hot tag division, right, J-Bone?
It does. Even with a few thrown together teams, it still shows that they are creating teams to try to. The attempt is there. Okay, I will say that. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the tag division. And hey, there's still plenty more free agents out there. Who knows if we're going to get even more surprises during the tapings.
And FinJuice still haven't had their rematch either.
Yeah,
so
that's why
that is the one thing. Yeah, I expect to see that in very short order.
Good Brothers versus FinJuice. Bring it.
You got to remember, I know, and some people might not like this, but this is definitely building with New Japan, honestly, as the main partner right now. I know there's still AEW, there's going to be AAA, and there's going to be a little here and there, but New Japan that's our partner right now. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be an interesting ride for sure, and I'm down for it. It makes me excited because when I was at MLW in Philly last weekend, they did announce. Well, I'm just waiting. Is this public knowledge? I don't want to spoil it. Let's just say New Japan is going to be having shows on the East Coast in a similar time frame as Bound for Glory. So, who knows what that could mean? Maybe Impact's involved with that as well. We'll see.
Yeah, like more stuff on the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could
be.
be.
New Japan became kind of a touring brand right before the pandemic.
That's right. They were even hitting like Florida and stuff, weren't they? With Kenny Omega, like.
Yeah, they were doing something.
Oh, that was before AEW.
TJP. That's kind of where TJP was getting heat on the East Coast.
Oh boy.
And that's the thing. I know we kind of quickly touched upon it, but I think I talked to a few people. TJP was paid per appearance, not really under.
Wasn't under contract. Yeah, there you go. John's hoping to see you tomorrow. There we go.
Do we get TJP back? Or is there maybe more? Is there something else going on here?
So, someone in the chat said he had a broken nose. So my guess is no.
He got a broken nose in the Josh Alexander match.
Yeah, broken nose doesn't keep you from working.
Since
that doesn't take you out of a match.
Well, I mean,
they could line that up, but I know I had all kinds of conspiracy theories, but I don't know. I think there's more. I think there might be something more going on with TJP. And nothing sinister,
sometimes you just don't release it. I mean, if it's family issue, you just might
that's true.
Release. So
it wouldn't shock me if we don't see TJP. I don't know. For some reason, I have a feeling he might not be coming back. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Very good wrestler. Very good wrestler.
Oh, sure. Can't knock him on that because I mean, hey, the guy's getting paid. He's all over the place, right?
Yeah. Oh, he shows up everywhere. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if somebody made something more official with him. Because remember, not signed by Impact. I wonder if somebody else is more official with him. That's what I think.
Could be. I mean, he's got a little one on the way, so you got to make that money, right?
Got to make that money, J-Bone.
Yeah.
You know all about making that money, right?
We came here for
a lot of money.
There we go. Yeah. Great minds think alike. Now, on to what some are going to call, including myself, I would say, match of the night. This one really did stand out. A lot of people were talking here. Who was going to be the mystery partner for Deonna Purrazzo defending her Knockouts championship? And depending on who it was she even going to keep it? Let's go to the knockout of our panel here. Alicia.
Well.
First of all, what did you think of the surprise opponent? And then about the match?
It felt good for once to have a sneaking suspicion confirmed, especially when we all experienced a mass following from Thunder Rosa. We kind of got the hamster wheel turning that she might be the surprise opponent. So when it was her, I was thrilled. I really like her. She brings a very interesting energy to the ring, a lot of intensity. I, for a minute, thought she was going to take that belt. Great match between the two women. They worked really well with each other, but I really thought that we were going to see a new women's champion.
It was hard hitting. You never know what's going to happen in the world of wrestling. You can never, I say this a billion times, never assume. Never assume. Bill, what was the audience's reaction there when you were live to Thunder Rosa?
There was some pop. There was definitely good pop. And I was saying it to Mark, too. It doesn't hurt that she's been on AEW a lot. Obviously, she's not an AEW contracted talent. She's an NWA talent. Just because you get back in that whole Kylie Ray situation.
She has her own AEW shirt, though.
Does she?
And she has her own promotion, and she shows up lots of places.
She shows up a lot of places.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because, Jay, I know you go all the way back to Lucha Underground like I do.
Yeah.
And I was telling Mark the same thing. My early experience with Thunder Rosa, she was pretty much just Mike. She was talk. She wasn't really a wrestler then. Like she did a little bit, but she was more a manager. Character. Yeah, character.
Yeah.
But to see her evolution to where now she's more of a performer than anything else in ring, that's like a total package because she can talk, even though you don't see a lot of it, but she can. That she's a star right now, like in women's wrestling. So great to have her. I hope it's more than a one-off. I'd be thrilled to see more of Thunder Rosa. And I'm just, I know Alicia just said it. We all kind of got the feeling last week. And hey, if for some reason she came to our little podcast to get up to date on some Impact issues, that's fantastic.
That'd be cool.
Because I will say this, and kudos, I ran in over the last couple days and at the show, couple people that watched the show. Thanks for watching. A lot of them aren't chatters. They just watch in the background. One was a Smash guy that came over the other way and is watching us now. So definitely appreciate everyone doing that.
That's great.
Hey, when we hear from the performers, because I heard it from Sam Beale when I was up in Michigan. They watch the show, and that's as high a mark as you can get when the talent is actually listening and likes the feedback they're getting. And I think it's smart by everybody because we like to be the voice here. We got to chat. Hopefully we're bringing up similar issues that you guys are thinking of too. And if we're not, tell us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And we have a tremendous audience that's very vocal with us. Sometimes too vocal. No, I'm kidding. Those people that, they make accounts, we delete them. They make more accounts, we delete them.
I don't do that anymore, Jay.
Thank you, Truck. I appreciate it. Truck finally got the hint. Oh, he's got the Rock Bill here with the Robert Irvine's Fit Crunch. How were those bars? Are they yummy?
I didn't even have it yet. I'll do a food review here. We're in the Knockouts match. I was hoping Gail Kim. I was waiting because if Gail showed up during this segment at some point, I was going to pull it out. I was going to open it up.
What flavor? What's that flavor?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Sub. We would have gotten a sub for life out of Gail Kim and her hubby. While you're cracking that open, let's go to Simply Steve here. What did you think of the Knockouts match and the surprise of Thunder Rosa?
Yeah, as you say, like the surprise, we all had an inkling, but had a couple others like in mind. Just because you can be like led down an alley, can't you? Like someone can just watch and think, oh, I'll take a like at these guys. But yeah, there were a couple other people, but Thunder Rosa versus Deonna, what a match it was. And to me, this was one of the first times where we really saw Deonna need to go to plan C here, because she was like, how do I beat this woman? And yeah, this really, like Gail said, this was a test and she passed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the first times we've seen our Knockouts champion this vulnerable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Crazy. Truck, what'd you think?
I was just so happy. Yeah. I am not one of the people that Thunder Rosa followed, but that's perfectly fine. She was my guess, though, still. A big reason being the way Gail phrased her promo that other week there when she was explaining to Deonna, you say you want to be the best in the world, well, that means you got to face the best in the world, and just how she went on from that. I'm like, man, it's Thunder Rosa, isn't it? You guys got Thunder Rosa. And I'm a huge fan of hers. I love watching her work. My prediction was that if it was Thunder Rosa, she was going to be winning tonight. I thought that she would make a great champion. Yeah, and I'd be a great person to carry that belt to other promotions as well, and actually just defend it and not just wear it on somebody else's camera.
You're confusing me right now. You're so anti the Good Brothers propping up our titles somewhere else, where you're saying what?
What do they do with them, Bill? They wear them on the ramp. That's all they do.
Well, he
wear them on the ramp and they spin them in circles.
Swings them.
Thunder Rosa would defend them. Thunder Rosa would defend
it depends how they're booked, so you can't guarantee that.
Yeah, because Thunder Rosa could have taken the belt, gone there, lose to Britt Baker, not for the title. Would you been okay with that?
Thunder Rosa's rad. That's my answer.
She's what?
She's rad.
Oh, okay.
She's rad.
She is rad.
She's mad.
And
Yeah.
hey, if there was more commitment from Thunder Rosa, like if she gave us a Kenny type commitment, I'm on board with that as well. Like if someone's going to dethrone Deanna at some point, I have no clue based on this because she's, as Truck said, showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is great. And if that's the way they're going towards Bound for Glory, where there's going to be promotions everywhere, like AAA, then fantastic. I'm all for it. And special shout out to Deanna, because I've seen a number of matches where this happened, and to keep her composure, because she did have a wardrobe malfunction with one of the straps, broke off during a move, and pretty early, I'd say within the first less than 10 minutes, she performed for the rest of the match. Luckily, it wasn't anything that was obviously they couldn't come back from, but I've seen that just something like that can get in your head and affect your performance, and it didn't. So she is, as Brian Myers would say, a true professional.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that happen.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what gets caught on camera or not. They probably didn't have it because my guess is they were probably focused on something else in case, like Daniel Spencer, who was reffing this match, had to do some quick fix to get it to make sure, but there was nothing to really do.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't notice that at all because those two just clobbered the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Broad.
Like Steve's comment there about how Deanna had to go to Plan C, I agree. I think this is the first defense I've seen in quite a while. Rosemary's second defense was another one, but Deanna doesn't often look like she's actually being pushed really hard. She was tonight. Yeah. I thought it was interesting that she couldn't get the submission locked in, that she had to win with, what does she call that finish?
Oh, Mark knew it.
Queen's Gambit? Was that it?
That's it.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that she had to finish with that and not the submission.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lakers, long may she reign. All right, take a bite, Bill. Let us all know what this is like. This is what, the peanut butter jelly one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there. The peanut butter, it's all in the bar. Kind of almost like a skinny Pop-Tart.
Now, it's good. It tastes like if you've had Cliff Bar or stuff like that, like similar protein bar.
Okay.
At least on the first bite, I didn't get a lot of the jelly taste. Got the peanut butter, standard, good.
How's the mouth feel, Bill? Describe the mouth feel.
Well,
is
if you've had a protein bar, it's not going to melt in your mouth.
You got to
chew it. It's a little bit of a chew, a little work.
You got to
Would
work
you describe this experience as a culinary adventure?
Well, if it's as good as the regular peanut butter one, then hell yeah.
Now I taste some more on there. There's more the jelly.
Best protein bar I've ever eaten.
Very good taste now. Very good taste. That first one didn't have a lot of the jelly. Now it's making it. It's exploding in my mouth right now.
It's all.
That's what she said. Okay.
Hey-oh! Humblebees, we
Bill.
talked about it a little bit earlier. We're gonna get to it more with a complete, because we talked about as far as what was seen live there and as far as what our reaction was. We talked a little bit about that earlier when Bill first got in here. We'll talk about it more in a little bit. Okay, so now let's cut from that match to what happened after, which was also very interesting. So Deanna Purrazzo retained successfully. And no one, with the match that they had, no one could say that Thunder Rosa losing to Deanna Purrazzo was a bad thing. They both were just chef's kiss, you say, and then we get a little hardcore, some would say hardcore country. Mickie James returns to the ring. Now, I'm not sure to what extent we're getting Mickie James here, because she talked a lot of NWA.
Mm.
And she invited, from what I gather here, she invited Deonna Purrazzo to wrestle on NWA Empower. And that's the women's special that she's
the pay-per-view.
EPing, executive producing, you could say. So I have no doubt that Deonna Purrazzo now is going to make that appearance.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be versus Mickie James or if she's just going to be part of a tournament or a one-off. It's a little hard to say.
It'd have to be Mickie.
I think it would be, but I'm not going to throw all my dough on that one. Just her being there to cross the brand to, just grow a relationship that was broken for a while. I'm not going to complain about it. Alicia, what do you think about Mickie James returning and the whole invite to NWA Empower?
I of course, it's always good to see Mama Mickie back at the Impact Zone, but I got a little confused. Well, it was cool and everything. I got a little confused, especially since, like, Deonna basically declined her offer. That's how I kind of interpreted it. So it felt like pointless. It just felt kind of pointless. Other than that, I like seeing Mickie.
I'm hung up though here. Interpreted?
What sorry, did I say a word wrong? It's
you
late.
said interpreted. I like that.
Interpreted.
It's Alicia.
It's
Aliciaism. Yes, it is.
It is 1:08 in the morning. I've been up since 6:30. Cut me some slack, Joe.
Interpreted.
She can be interpreted how she wants, folks. We love it. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see where this goes, and obviously this, it's inviting fans to watch more of NWA Power on Tuesdays, if I'm not mistaken.
That's when it airs. Yeah, it's all taped, but that's when they release it.
But
I see you shrugging, Bill. Don't worry, I'll keep you up to date. Nick Aldis hit 1,000 days, everybody.
Stop.
The sky's blue and coffee's black.
And women have secrets.
Still NWA.
Women have secrets.
Name the movie. Sky's blue. Water's wet.
Yeah, water's wet.
Secrets.
Love water's wet.
Yeah. It's now I remember the line, and now I can't even remember the movie. It's a never
it's
mind.
The Bone it's too tight.
It is. It's it's been a long day. I think I've been up just about as long.
And we got Daniel here mentions it. The trash bag remark. That
was good. Yeah. I like that.
That was good. Yes, she went there, and I was telling my son, who was part of the watch along, so that he could kind of understand where that came from. I said, Mickie James was let go from the WWE. She was given all her stuff from an HR person in a trash bag with a sticker on it saying Mickie James. And that apparently several other people in the past, that's how their stuff was given back to them after they were let go. But this is the first time this had ever come to see the light of day publicly. And not a good look for WWE.
I hate to play the devil's advocate on this whole situation because you all know how I feel about WWE. Not a big fan. I have reason to believe that the reason it was in a trash bag is because inside the box, it was probably meant to keep whatever was in there safe in case any kind of weather elements perhaps seeped in. Because I'm under the impression it was like clothes and makeup and stuff. I mean, it could have just been used. I mean, granted, I'm sure there's other things they probably could have used that wasn't a trash bag, but that's normally what I would throw things in to protect it from weather in case it's like being shipped via mail and stuff.
Yeah, and to be fair, Who hasn't at some point in their life in moving items used a trash bag to move items?
Can I top that right now? Stefan moved his entire apartment in black construction trash bags. So
Hefty,
there you go.
Hefty.
I think honestly what it comes down to is people just want to be mad about things. And it's so easy to misinterpret something like that's just the narrative that it went with, unfortunately.
Yeah, you put it out there, it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad. Even if it didn't have the bad intentions, it just... Because you're right. Like, when you think about it, you're like, oh, that's how...
I would have been more pissed if the girl who had not even her stuff sent to her. So I can't remember who claimed it, but they didn't get any of their stuff. They were sent someone who's active on the roster still.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on what situation you put it in. Like Stefan used that, and it's completely acceptable. You look at someone who was just let go, and that's how it was given to him.
Like I said, it was just interpreted.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
Oh my goodness, you were wonderful. You were the best. Please never stop doing this.
And this is why we love Alicia at this time in the morning. So,
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Have a drink of water.
It's okay.
I gotta go to bed.
Right.
Okay, where are we at on the card here?
We are at the announcement right before the main event, so we're going to wrap this up soon. We're getting there. Because I know we're all tired. We get the announcement of Homecoming. July 31st.
Oh, I missed that.
2 weeks away. Very quickly. I don't know.
I totally missed that. I wonder if that was... I don't think they showed that live.
If you blinked, you missed it. So I don't know if this... I guess you have to assume this is still going to be at Skyway. This is going to be part of the tapings.
I'll say yes. That this is the Impact Plus special. Because you knew there would be an Impact Plus special taped. So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Homecoming. Interesting that it's Homecoming.
Yeah, that almost makes it feel like someone else is coming home.
Could be.
Something. Like I said, the next set of tapings is going to be very interesting.
July 31st. Now, I'm going to throw this out there into the ether. GCW has their pay-per-view, like Fight TV, also called Homecoming in Atlantic City. And that's next weekend. And that features Matt Cardona versus Nick Gage.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just going to say, what's the King doing in the next couple days? Nick Gage, where are you at? Because maybe there's a little, let's find that storyline between promotions. Hey,
little invasion.
Let's make it a little more violent.
Was that name dropped by Don Callis? Anything?
There was a reason that name was dropped. Matt Cardona is going against them next week.
And I missed that. Yeah,
I think there's a reason that name got dropped.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go. It's going to get crazy in the Impact Zone. But then we also get the big announcement for October 23rd. Bound for Glory is in Viva.
They said 23rd. They didn't just said October on the Tron in there. They said 23rd.
Yeah, they gave the date.
Okay.
October 23rd.
Excuse me while I start looking at flights.
Of course you are.
Good man, Bill. I am too.
Yeah, truck. Did they say the location? Since I missed this, did I miss that too?
I don't think so. Neither one of these actual had locations. Yeah.
You would think they would go back to Sam's.
I would think Sam's Town. I would imagine they already had an agreement because they normally ran October.
Yeah.
If they had a good relationship there, Sam's
Town Live.
I almost said Sam's Club. Damn.
You find me across the street paying half the price.
There you go. But they also flash symbols for other companies being involved in this too. AAA and New Japan getting flashed along with, of course, Impact Wrestling. So this could really be a mega show to really just, slam the end of the year. it's gonna leave SLAMMIVERSARY in the dust, you could say. Depending on what you thought of this show. But so far, pretty good. I don't think anybody is certainly you could say, I wanted this person to win or that, but overall the show didn't disappoint.
Now, who did you notice in this clip? Because I saw it. I saw the Vegas highlights. The first wrestler I noticed was Moose. Do you remember any other faces that stuck out? I haven't rewatched it or anything.
Moose yelled. I'd have to play it back too.
I remember
he was like, yeah, that was Moose. Yeah. So that told me that he was really going to be the standout person going into this. But then coming out of this, it's a big question mark. Like, okay, is there going to be some like redeeming over the next few months? Like, where is Moose going? He's done a lot of evolving over the last year. It hasn't been boring, I'll say that. It's left us guessing. But great to see, Impact Wrestling hitting the road again. And here comes Vegas.
Now, Jay, I think we got to play it because what were the rumors about Las Vegas lately?
Oh, yeah.
And Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, there's
that they were going to go to a tiny venue, move there, and be taping for months and months and months and months, right? Wasn't that the...
That's the rumor.
There's only one thing we can call that. So let's play it.
Don't believe anything that you read on the internet.
I'm really glad that I've got to experience that one live now. Once. I only ever listened to it after the fact.
Everyone
I've got to see
it.
My eyes like glazed.
But it was fake wrestling. It was fake wrestling news. They're going to at least Sam's Town or bigger, and they're going to do a pay-per-view and tapings for TV like they do every other loop. Whoever was saying that was incorrect because they always go to Vegas in October.
Okay.
It's just was the pay-per-view going to be there, or would it be like a Chicago one-off and then Vegas? That was the question.
Hey, if they do some sort of quick tapings to cover like a month's worth of stuff, and who knows?
But that they're going to Vegas, I think they'll do tapings as well since they're used to doing tapings out there. So
yeah. I mean, are they going to plant the flag there?
No, they're not. What? Why would they plant the flag there? That's what I kept hearing.
The only reason,
a small percentage of West Coast wrestlers, very small.
Well, that's the thing, is because if this whole thing with New Japan is heating up, it'd be easier to ship them back and forth, and you could get even more than.
Yeah, but then you're going real heavy New Japan, like real heavy.
Yeah. It gets to a point where you're looking after other talent more than you are your own.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and it would if that's what the plan is, it would look like that would end up being even bigger relationship than the whole AEW thing, which just ended up being the Kenny Omega story,
Kenny and the Good Brothers.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever it turns out to be, it's just great to see them back out on the road. I think we can all agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
In-N-Out Burger, baby. Las Vegas.
I still don't know what that is, but I hear it's good. So now on to the no DQ main event. Impact World Championship on the line. Kenny Omega. Oh, sorry. Kenny, by God, Omega. Defending against the Death Machine himself, Sami Callihan. Let's get the bad taste out of Alicia's mouth. Let's go to her first. What do you think? First of all, about the main event, and then we'll discuss the chaos at the end.
I wish you didn't start with me first.
I'm trying to make up for the Meltzer thing.
Nicely.
Don't put it nicely. Don't put it nicely. Because I don't want to either.
We bring honesty here.
Oh God!
Whatever.
All right. Well, I don't have anything like terrible to say. I just think it was not a good look to have our Impact guy lose to the first live crowd in over a year, in front of the live crowd in over a year.
Okay.
Granted, these two put on an excellent match. I cannot deduct that enough. I'm just, from a personal, biased opinion, I just didn't like the ending. Period. And then I got even more confused with the Calamity afterwards. But maybe if I'd have seen it, it would have been better. Moving on.
Well, yeah, like I said, let's talk about the match, and then we'll discuss everything else. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but let's talk about the match solely first, as far as what we thought of it. Truck.
The match, I'll focus on that, on the pieces that I liked, because there was a lot that I liked here. Out of all of Omega's matches in Impact so far, this was easily my favorite. Sammy brought 100%. He was going to make this something worth remembering. That pizza cutter bit right off the bat, like, all right, we're starting hot here. All right. I'm usually a little bit skeptical of no DQ stipulations in title matches. I figure it's an easy excuse to have a bunch of shenanigans. I was very pleased that we didn't have that in this one, but we still had a lot of brutality. We had a lot of blood right off the start, and that's what I want to see in a no DQ match. If Sammy Callahan, the Death Machine, is in it. That bit with the fork was so gross. That was so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the start. He gets right in his face, hits him with that cactus special right off the bat, and I'm like, holy shit, are we getting swerved here? Is he taking it in 30 seconds or less?
The place would have went crazy.
Yeah.
It would have exploded.
The place would have exploded. And for somebody who hasn't seen a heck of a lot of Omega's matches, it was really interesting to see him work a completely different style from everything I've seen previous. I did see his death match there with Moxley. I sought that out because I thought that sounded really good, and I really liked that one too. That one obviously the finish gets focused on way too much for that match, because that was really good too, and so was this one. And again, chop out the finish, and this was a great match. And then we get the finish.
Right. They just had all of us scratching our heads because it felt complete, then it felt incomplete. So, all right,
yeah,
Steve.
I did, Bill, you being in the room, this would have fallen completely flat with me. I would have been so deflated. I don't know how you and the rest of the people who were actually physically present, but I was not happy.
There definitely was, because like I said, it was 90% Impact faithful, pulling for Sammy. So this is pretty much I'd say the most face Sammy has ever been in any situation I've ever seen him live. Even when crowds liked him, he was playing to the crowd for maybe the first time ever for Impact. Because like when he gets in a feud with somebody else, he's going to go through the normal Sammy. He's not going to be really nice to anybody. But here he was doing it for the brand and the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends what you think about a lot of stuff. Do you believe in a moral victory? Could there be a time where you lose the match, but you still came up strong? And that's what kind of happened after the show. The coach comes out, and him and Sammy had their issues on the show together.
The bull crap.
And he put Sammy over. That he's a heart and soul guy. He gave it his all. I think that was the best you were going to get out of this. Sammy brought it. Sammy's looked as good in that match as any match he's been in Impact. His probably best match was SLAMMIVERSARY 18 against Pentagon. This is right there with it. That this might be better, honestly, overall as a match. But he did not win. His stuff with Tessa, fantastic. But he did not win. I know I said it on the show. I did not think Sammy had a chance to win.
Yeah.
But he was a good soldier here. He did the brand proud. Like, I think he lost, but he didn't look bad doing it. He took everything Kenny had, but in the end, Kenny got it. He got it. He got it over on But I don't know where he goes from here, because I think that even though he gave this great match, I think it's now to the side. Obviously, we see what happens at the end with Jay White. But for Impact, from the Impact locker room, I thought it was going to be Moose who was in waiting, and he still might be. I think Steve said it earlier. I think Sabin probably jumps to the front of the line temporarily, maybe Homecoming. But I'm not sure. I'm not like Bound for Glory. I'm expecting a multi-man match, probably at least 3 from different promotions. Maybe every promotion has a guy in that match. We'll see.
4 corners.
Yeah.
GCW, NW, New Japan.
Well, and that's interesting because they had AEW, AAA, obviously New Japan. They didn't have NWA, so we'll see. That might just be a Knockouts division partnership. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Steve, the main event. What do you think?
Yeah, like everyone was saying, like I thought that the match itself was fantastic. Both guys brought it 100%. Going into this, I had a feeling Omega would win because as soon as it was announced no DQ, you think, well, that's it, everyone's going to get involved. But no one did. You know, credit to them, they kept the no DQ just the match itself. And you know, I've got to give it to Omega that even though all the, you know, yes, there were ref bumps, but he did technically win the match clean. You know, he used obviously the underhanded tactics and all that but he still got the pin 1, 2, 3 clean. And like Bill was saying, you know, Sammy's now lost this clean. Moose has kind of now been pinned in that, and you kind of feel with this, have Impact kind of wasted the last 3 months. They've had the Moose pushed as the top guy, then Callahan pushed as the top guy, and both of them just wiped away kind of thing.
It feels like something really big has to come out of this in the end to kind of clean this, for lack of better words, clean this up from the cleaner. But I'm bummed.
The only thing that I can think of, like Bill was saying, you know, Sabin is maybe next in line, and there was talk, weren't there, of Edwards being built towards Omega at Slammiversary. Maybe he'll be built towards Omega at Bound for Glory.
They've got almost 3 months. Yeah, it could be almost anybody on the roster, really, assuming that Bound for Glory is the next time Omega defends, if not before. It's not that they don't have time to build somebody new. Yeah,
you just
it's not obvious to me who they do it.
What's that? On there every week.
Going to be or
at least the sign has to be on the wall.
Yeah.
Cocktail hour, brother.
Or does someone from WWE come in and steal it from Omega out from underneath our noses? Like, hey, does the Drama King come out of nowhere and steal it from Omega on Impact Television? Okay, I'm really reaching. Steve Macklin. No way, freaking Jose.
Now, I think the guy, I know Steve said it earlier, but now with Moose, to his loss, I know Sabin, that puts him up again. But this guy, I said it could happen soon. It will happen real soon.
They laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed!
I brought that up earlier, Bill, that you've been really big on that guy. And yeah, he just beat Eddie Edwards.
He beat Eddie.
He's beaten several former champions.
And he walked through. That guy, that's a star wrestler right there.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks like that guy. I still can't believe it. I was telling Mark, I've said it here. They got to be just kicking themselves up north right now. That guy would be the number one guy in their company right now. And he's in our company.
The only issue I see with Morrissey is he seems to be one of those wrestlers who doesn't care about titles.
He doesn't. He's just a badass right now.
Yeah,
he has no friends.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad guy to hitch our wagon to with the brand to take on Kenny Omega.
It almost feels especially with this character and this run, you could call it a homemade guy. Very similar to what TNA did with EC3 back in the day.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I've said it for a while now. Impact is like a rehabilitation for wrestlers.
And not in a bad way.
No, you know, it kind of, you know, they come in here, reinvent themselves, and
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of people joke and say, "Oh, LOL, TNA is where WWE wrestlers go to die."
That's Jacksonville.
Wish I'd thought of that.
You're right. And then speaking of Callis, we get a very uncensored Callis in the main event. Oh my god.
I have to go back and listen to that because I'm sure there was some
you are going to have to listen to it. Yeah, he was quite uncensored. It was refreshingly hilarious.
Speaking of uncensored, I know the Impact Zone was getting a little raunchy with some of the language. Was it making it through the broadcast?
Oh, there was a lot of holy shit chants. Yes, uncensored. Yes.
Oh yeah, nothing was censored. So there were some F chants as well. Were they?
Fuck him up, Sammy. We heard that one.
Fuck him up, Sandy. Fuck him. Yes.
All right.
Oh.
I wasn't sure.
Loud and clear.
Good for that, not for Access TV. But good for pay-per-views. You can get away with anything on a pay-per-view.
Bill, did you get a count before we talk a little bit about the Jay White Bullet Club thing at the end? Did you get a count as far as how many fans were there?
Oh, I did do a count with Mark. Mark, if you can remind me, was it around 160 or 180?
Really?
Wow.
Our guess was about 100.
It was well over 100.
Oh, great!
Well over 100.
Great to see. It was just hard to tell from
because
the
it was.
Yeah.
They went more rows deep than I thought they were doing. They did 3 on one side, 3 rows on another side of like the long, which was about 20 seats, so 20, 40, 60. Like there you had almost 120 right there. And then they did, but they added some seats as I counted later. So I think it's definitely a higher number because they went then 3 back along the entrance and then 2 on the opposite side. But those were full rows. So that's another 40. So yeah, I'd say it was 175, 180.
Okay.
But then there were some people standing too, but I don't know. When you see people standing, you don't know how many of those are people that, like, there might be people in production and stuff like that.
Right, just to kind of float around a little. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was as full. I know they actually had some Slammiversary tickets. I guess they put back on sale yesterday.
Last
and they figured production.
After they set everything up, yeah.
So they got as many people in there as I can imagine them getting in there.
Comfortably, yeah.
Yeah, so it was more than I thought. It was more than I thought they'd get in there. So
we'll
a lot of people, which is great.
You want to round up? You can say about 200 or less.
Yeah, I don't think it hit over 200. I would be pretty confident in like that 180-ish range.
Okay. Hey, that's still great. You know, given the situation, given the location.
Given what it was. Like this wasn't you weren't going for a head count on this show. That wasn't what it was designed for, but it was a good amount of people.
Yeah. So, and a lot of question marks, of course, at the end. Sami Callihan gets beaten by Kenny Omega. Hell of a match. Bullet Club sign is shown after the lights go out, and the Elite is in the ring with Don Callis. Jay White comes out, doesn't say anything, doesn't respond fully to the Elite as far as a Too Sweet sign. And then we get the run in so fast, and then it cuts off air. And that's all we saw. So frustrating. So to me, a better ending, even though it's a little frustrating for an Impact Wrestling fan, is if Jay White's in the ring and he's leaving them hanging with the Too Sweet, wondering what he's going to do next before everything else happened that we didn't know about. So Do you know what do we think we're going to get out of Jay White? I mean, obviously it's for David Finlay, but do we think we're going to get him in any actual matches on Impact Wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
Steve, what do you think?
I've been saying for a while now, since Omega has been doing this belt collection thing, that he's got the Impact title, he's got the AEW title, he's got the AAA title. The only thing he hasn't got is something from New Japan. And lo and behold, here comes Jay White.
Oh, so maybe on an upcoming Impact show, they do for a New Japan title.
Yeah,
leave the Impact title out of it.
Yeah, and then then he officially is the belt collector, kind of, bridging all the promotions together. I mean, NWA isn't going to get involved in it because Alderson's dropping that belt. But
I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny ends up facing Dick, given this whole. Bill almost got sick.
I did feel we would see someone from New Japan turn up and face Kenny, considering he's holding something from every championship so far, or from every company.
Who knows? Alicia, what do you think?
I don't think. I'll just watch and see what happens.
Okay. Truck?
Critical Sting thinks for me on this one. I don't see them taking two guys who don't work for the company fight for another company's title. I don't know why this finished the pay-per-view. I don't know why this finished your first show back with fans. I know Jay White's name. That's all I know, because I'm an Impact fan and I watch Impact Wrestling. I follow some of these Twitter accounts, like New Japan's.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not enthused. I have no feelings one way or the other, because I'm an Impact fan. I bought the ticket to see Sammy. I don't give a shit about Bullet Club.
Yeah. I hear you.
One thing I'll add to what Truck said there is today we had mentions of in NWA, we had mentions of New Japan, we had mentions of AEW. Don't know if there was a mention of AAA, but there was definitely an advert of it. But you watch any of the other shows, there's never a mention of Impact. So we're putting the work in our side. If the relationship is going to work, it's got to be both ways. And I think that is what is angering a lot of the fans. On our pay-per-view, we're paying money for. We're advertising the shows.
And putting you over. Yeah. And putting you over big and giving you a really important spot and giving you a really big spotlight. When this AEW thing first started, I was watching Dynamite on a regular basis because I thought, this is Marvel versus DC. I gotta keep up with what's going on here. The only time I ever heard Impact mentioned is when the two Tonys were shitting on it, or when commentary was shitting on it and was saying this is a joke and it doesn't matter. And even leading up to that match, that potential title thing, Swan Omega, commentary barely mentioned it, and when they did, they treated it like a joke. So why am I going to get excited now when there's however many there were at the end of the show there, 5 guys from 3 different companies fighting for belts that I don't follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a.
Yeah, I think the New Japan thing could be different, though.
Yeah, it certainly could.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was awfully quiet when Kenny won the belt.
Yeah, I've been more interested in what the New Japan wrestlers have done when they've come over here than I have any of the other wrestlers.
Same.
Yeah. Bill, any last thoughts?
No, I do think the New Japan, which once again, that was I think Scott, I think maybe on Busted Open, maybe even today or yesterday, was talking a little bit about that New Japan relationship and how much work was needed to repair that relationship. Like, it was a bad relationship that they had to fix. Yeah. And it looks like they did fix that, because you could see now there was give and take. Like, FinJuice won it. They won titles, but they had like El Phantasmo. That was a great. I'd like to see him come back again. Entertaining. And this was kind of the early TNA days when they had these relationships with them, and that's where you first saw Okada and you saw Naito. Like getting back into that. That's a great thing. I'm very excited. That's what really. Honestly, that's what got Ring of Honor a lot of momentum, was working closer with New Japan. And if for some reason with us or we're taking over that spot by being willing to work with companies, I think that's a smart move. If you're not the monolith up north, it's in your best interest to work with other companies. If you just want to be on your own little island, you'll get so far, but that's about all you'll get. You're no one, and I don't care what the wrestling business is. It's been around too long. No one's really going to compete with there. If you think you are, you're going to wind up failing. They're just so big. It would take 20 years for a company to get to them at this point. And I'm talking any company. I don't care how much money you throw into it. You might get that blip. Remember, for all this talk, WCW just got this close and beat them for weeks. And
86.
Died. 86. It was 86 weeks, but then they died.
Yeah.
They pretty much killed themselves doing that.
Yeah.
It's
because of one mistake, and it snowballed from there.
Yeah, and there's a system. They got a system, and they can just keep producing. It doesn't have to be quality. It just, they have behind them a history. But so this is the right way to approach it. I think the management team knows what they're doing here. Obviously, the AEW, and I think Don said it on the press pass when it first happened. It was a Kenny Omega partnership with Impact Wrestling. It was not an AEW one.
That's
and
what I was
honestly,
saying,
they won't come out and say it. I think the Good Brothers will also. I think they signed with us. Remember, they said, and they're working with New Japan. Like, that was from the get-go, from the day they signed. They were always going to be able to work how they wanted to work, the Good Brothers. And I think that AEW, that may have been a part of it from the get-go. When they signed, it was like, we're going to be working for both brands. Who knows? Maybe that hasn't changed. And we did get some, like, I'm not going to, like, Matt Hardy, like he did show up. Like, there was little things here and there, but obviously it would be great to see a lot more, especially when the wrestlers themselves, and maybe they're in the dark, were on social media saying, oh, I'd love dream matches and all that. They were putting it in the fans' heads. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I think it backfired, honestly.
The paid ads were doing it too.
Yeah, I think Truck has kind of voiced the opinion of a lot of fans, because when you put that out there, that this is possible to have these matches, it gives a false impression. And I think that will get someone to tune in maybe for the first 15, 20 minutes of a show. And if they don't see what they're expecting, they tune out.
Yeah.
And I think that's happened. I think that happened to AEW. That probably happened to Impact with some AEW fans, honestly. Especially when they got an episode where you just saw Kenny Omega's name on a door. I could see them, if they're only tuning in for him, they probably turned it off.
Yeah, and you've got to remember as well, we've seen this for years, like, you need to remember to look after your signed talent before talent that isn't yours.
There is. Which they got a lot of them on the show tonight, which is kudos to them. Most of them got on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
talent get lost, haven't we, for quite a long while.
Yeah, and there was some tremendous. There were some fun little storylines, that we still have to. They were created before the pay-per-view. We have to wait and see. Like, we didn't see Kimberly and we didn't see Su Yung. But we did get some other surprises, and we got some title changes. So we got a little bit of everything tonight.
Taylor Wilde's still missing.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, we
haven't
don't
even mentioned her.
No.
Didn't even bring up her name.
I need some Iceman intel.
Yeah.
So, Elijah Washington. Yeah, just patience. Yeah, and I do try to preach patience. I try to stay patient, but I have my limits too. And that's why I don't watch the E anymore, because I got tired of it. I tried, but now they're in front of fans again. I am curious. I may, give it a little look just to see what happens with them. See if that changes anything. I know it felt great tonight to get the real fans, back. And so I said that the same thing reviewing AEW the other night. Damn, that was amazing. Just felt great. So overall, I'd say that we could collectively say that this was a fun show. Yes. Maybe not all of our wins and losses agreed, but overall going away from this with a fairly positive response, and certainly was what's that word, wonky. But we'll see what the upcoming tapings bring us. Yeah. I'm sure we're going to get some more surprises with some more new and ever-changing storylines.
Yeah, because I will say I thought this was going to end sadly with Sammy losing. So how do you take a positive out of that from him?
Yeah,
and I was hoping a big New Japan presence. I wasn't right with who it was, but I was hoping that would be the. Now I think sadly on how it cut off for a lot of viewers, that probably didn't sit well. I think if it was there, it would have been a little better, but it was still heavy Impact. Like it was heavy New Japan and not Impact. That ending, so it's open ended, but I think it's really this push to what looks like a real partnership with New Japan as we approach Bound for Glory with FinJuice back, Jay White. It could get interesting. A lot of fresh matchups.
We're certainly going to get that. And I think we're going to get some even more fresh faces. Now, we didn't get the Iconics tonight.
We didn't. But I think I heard visa issues maybe.
Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that a few weeks ago.
I wasn't here for it, but me and Mark both said it. Tenille had new gear, her country's flag. I felt it was a dead giveaway. She got that gear for them joining her tonight.
Yeah, that has to be on purpose.
Fell apart.
Could be the tapings. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm thinking though that she got that gear made. It's a done deal at some point. But remember, we think there's a done deal for Killer Kelly, and that's been a long time.
Yeah, a very slow done deal.
It's a crazy world. Like they teased Okada, Naito, Muda, but I'm sure they can't get over. Maybe one or more of them was going to show up too. Who knows?
Yeah, visa issues are funny things, aren't they? They can take forever.
Well, yeah, I think it depends on contracts and if the next employer is willing to take that on. That's the big thing. So, who knows? Can't assume anything. I've said that a billion times too. So, but yeah, we're just creeping over the 2.5 hour mark. Certainly a lot to discuss.
Big one for,
we're all tired. And I know for different reasons, Bill, certainly you probably are just exhausted from the show tonight. You got even more.
I'm ready to keep on going.
Oh,
you got to keep that energy up. You got the tapings, don't you? You're going to the tapings.
I'm going to the tapings too, so I'll pace myself.
There you go. Gotta pace
drink water. Drink water.
There you go.
Yeah, I did. I'll tell you this. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but did the show fly for you?
Yeah, it felt super fast. I thought it was 2 hours.
Because when they started doing the video package for Sammy and Kenny, I turned to Mark. I'm like, wait, is it the main event? I figured there was like 3 more matches still.
That's what it felt like. But yeah.
Yeah. Sign of a good show.
Yes.
Yeah, it flew, but in a positive way, I think. And I think the fans were a big part of that too. They brought the energy all night. It flew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
job, Bill.
Yes. That's all we needed was the volume from Bill and Mark. So yeah, let's get out of here. We'll have even more opinions, I'm sure, this coming evening at the Sunday night dinner on the Patreon show. I think Trent will join us, at least for part of it. We'll see. But then we got the rest of the week to go. The throwback. Excuse me, Time Machine Tuesday.
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
We're trying. That's how we're gonna get through the next week, right? Time Machine Tuesday, we do our throwbacks, the NWA, TNA throwbacks. We're on 78, I think. 77, 78, whatever we're
78.
on.
Yeah, 77 was last week.
Thank you. I can never remember. And then, of course, the next episode, the fallout from Slammiversary this coming Thursday, should be interesting. Can't wait to see what happens. Any new faces, new surprises, stories. I'm sure it'll be nothing less than crazy. And again, with fans. So can't wait for... now, when are you coming back, Bill?
I'll be back Tuesday.
You'll be back Tuesday. Okay. Not sure if you're going to make it for the Time Machine Tuesday. That'll be late at night.
It depends, because it might hit me all on Tuesday. It wouldn't surprise me if I just get knocked on my ass at some point Tuesday. So who knows? Around dinner on Tuesday, I might just conk out for the rest of the day. So we'll see. We'll see if I make it. I may. We'll see.
If you can make it, great. If not, we completely understand. It's okay. Just wondering.
But for Thursday, I'll be there.
You'll be
watch along and all.
Sounds good. We'll get the whole squad in on that one. Thank you very much, Steve, for joining.
Yes.
We'll let you get some sleep. You're hardcore.
Don't worry. I start a 7-hour shift in 2 hours. So no.
Do some push-ups.
Sleep.
Get a pump going. You'll be fine.
He just always goes.
If you sleep, that might be dangerous. Power nap it. Truck, thank you so much for joining and help fill in. Much appreciated. Like I said, you're like the fifth Beatle, you know.
Thank you.
Still
don't know what that means. I appreciate it.
It's all love and a compliment, you know, because you do a lot of behind the scenes stuff in the Discord as well and social medias, whatnot. So it's all appreciated. Alicia,
no problem,
I know I saw you yawning. I know you're tired.
I'm here.
You're here.
Present. You can find me present at
and
Twitter
accounted for.
and Instagram. Accounted for. Alicia B. Cakey there. Good night.
I wasn't even going to do socials because Trent brings that kind of energy at the end, and I'm just like, F it. You know, let's just get out of here.
I'm stuck in the vibe.
You have a rhythm.
Love it.
I used to fear that the rhythm was going to get me. Does nobody get that joke? Like the...
Oh, I got that. I know I'm dating myself on that one, too.
Yeah, Sabin song, The Rhythm's Gonna Get You.
Oh.
Love that video.
Don't forget the Miami Sound.
Bill, any last thoughts?
No, I just think I'd have to think about it longer to if you want a rating on where to put it in the pantheon of shows. But I think for the first time back, I think everyone was on their game. Didn't look rusty. I will admit I've gone to some shows last weekend too with promotions starting back up, and there was some rust. Like, we're not used to working in front of fans. Now, kudos, a lot of the Impact talent has been working the indies and things like that, so a lot of them were familiar. But because it's a different environment to work in front of no crowd, no noise, really. So to see, I think everybody, from what I saw, looked pretty clean. And there may have been something here and there. I don't know what cameras catch and don't catch. So, but for the most part, I thought everyone did a really good job. Storyline wise, I think I see what they're doing with New Japan. I think I just always thought what the Kenny Omega storyline was going to be. It was going to probably go to Bound for Glory for whatever reason. I don't know why I always thought that, but that's what I thought. So I guess if you really didn't think that, you could be more down on it because of Sammy, but you can't be down on Sammy's effort in this one.
No.
I think he really gave it. I'm with you, Truck. I think this was Kenny's best match with
of this run.
His Impact run. I know our favorite guy that Alicia loves seeing that video of so much. His star rating, I think, will be pretty high for this match.
Yeah.
He's still alive, huh?
Yeah, well, no matter what, he might give it, who knows, he might give it 8 stars.
He probably watched. I'm guessing he probably watched because it was a Kenny Omega match.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure about the rest of it. The rest of his squad will review it either late tonight or tomorrow. So, for all these lovely individuals, I am J-Bone. Wherever you watched from tonight, all love. Thank you so much. The Twitches, the YouTubes, sub, smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications, as I always say. We'll see you mañana for all the Patreon members in the Sun Bay family dinner. And I'm going to get out of here before I fumble anymore. We'll leave you lovely folks with a little soundbite as we get out of here. Good night, folks.
Good night.
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.